Good Thursday night, world. And welcome to another episode of Lab Talk with the Dog God, aka the Coach, aka the Elon Musk of high performance working dogs. That is me. That is I. I am him. Big salute to everybody in the building. Big salute to my brother Ready with that pole position. Salute to my brother Cooper. Cooper with that second place. Salute to my brother Caveman. Caveman with that third, man. That 1, 2, and 3. And big salute to everybody. Blue Line. My brother Blue Line. Big salute. My brother Blue Line in the building. Man, I had some internet technical difficulties. Hold on real quick, guys. Close my door. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I had some internet technical difficulties right at start time. And I'm like, yo, the hell's going on, man? So I had to link up to my phone, my hotspot on my phone. So hopefully that will work for us, which, we're connected now. So God is good. And I want to give thanks. Okay, before we, get into our normal preparation for the show, I want to give thanks, man. Definitely want to give thanks to all of you, my brothers, and any women who might watch. You know, any women who might watch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I want to give thanks to all of you guys for your support. Want to give thanks to all of you guys for your participation, your dog knowledge, and just being a part of the few, man. The few high performance dog men and dog women engineers, man. It's just, we're there's nothing new under the sun, like we always say. So I'm sure there were others like us before, obviously, but in this day and age, there's very few individuals out here in the dog game that are creators and really want to make high performance working dogs great again. you know, we want to take this high performance working dog thing to a whole new level, which is the highest standard that you can ever have when it comes to performance dogs. And I'm just thankful that I'm not the only one that think the way I think and is willing to put in the work and more work 3 times to get there, man. So big salute to you all. I want to give praises up to the Most High God. That's for sure. Allowing us to see another Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? So we definitely cannot forget, the air that we breathe, the soul that's in our body, the creator of the soul and all things that is, that was, and that will be, which is the Most High God. So I want to give thanks to the Most High God. Definitely want to, give thanks to my wife. She's a good wife. I got a good wife. What they say, when a man finds, what did Jesus say to his disciples? He said, when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing, man. So if you got a wife, good wife, man, give thanks, man. Tell her thank you, man. For all the support, her dedication to you, your vision, whatever it might be. Make sure you, give thanks to your wife or your significant other. Yeah, and I want to thank my dogs. All the dogs that I've had in my 20 plus years of doing this dog thing called a program. Definitely want to thank all the ones past and present who helped me get to this point, who helped me learn the lessons that I had to learn on the way. You know what I mean? And thank you to the future. The dogs has helped me, get to the next level when it comes to the future, right? What the future, holds for Formula One canines, man. So, this is a day of thanks, which every day, right? Every day we should be giving thanks. And hopefully you guys do that, man. When you guys wake up in the morning and you take your breath and you see another day, man, just make sure you give thanks, man. Give thanks to the Most High, and just be grateful that you're still in the game. EA Sports in the game, right? You can make a difference. You can make a change, right? You can move forward, instead of backwards or staying stagnant. There's opportunity. So, when you're out here in the field and you know that, live today, gone today, right? Here today, gone today is the reality that we live in, especially here in this third dimensional reality in this body, this temporary body. It's here today, gone today, man. You got to make sure that, you give thanks. You have to. So make sure you do that. But without further ado, man, make sure you get your damn herbal sensations ready to go, right? You get your backwoods, your Swisher Sweets, your bongs, your paper planes, your edibles, your lotions, your beverages, whatever you like to partake with the infusion of the herbal sensations. Get that bitch ready to go. And if you like the taste of hops, you like their brewski, make sure that bitch is cold. Whatever you like to drink when it comes to the hops, whether you like the malt liquor, aka used to be called Schlitz malt liquor, nothing does it like the bull. If you like your Heineken's, your Budweiser, Bud Light, Coors Lights, etc., your drafts, whatever you like when it comes to the taste of hops, make sure that bitch is cold. And if you like that straight hard alcohol and you like to take it by the shot, man, make sure you get your light skin ready and make sure you get your dark skin ready. Whatever those categories, whatever brands is in those categories, make sure that bitch is ready to go and pour it up. And if you like the coach, man, you like to chase your shit down, you like to mix it, you like a concoction with a mixture, whatever it might be, right? Get it ready to go. And also I gotta make sure I get, tuned into the sippers, man. If you got those sippers that like the cognac, they like to sip on their shit nice and slow, like Usher, man, get that shit ready to go. But you know how the coach like to do, because life is so hard. I like to keep it simple with that KISS method. I got that vodka lemonade. Cheers. Salute. And happy Thanksgiving, man. Happy Thanksgiving. Another day. Another night. In the classroom, man. You know what I mean? Only classroom on the internet like it. When it comes to high performance dogs, when it comes to engineering dogs, it is the only classroom like it. And I'm very proud to say that we are the blueprint. We are the standard. And hopefully, we will be the trailblaze for the next generation and the next and the next and the next. And, all the ones who's making these next level top tier dogs, like how they make everything else on the planet. You know what I mean? How to make cars, how to make TVs, phones, everything is always next, right? So should the dogs, right? And that's what we about over here, right? So big salute to all of us. That's right. Big salute to all of us. So good week. Nothing out of the normal, nothing out of the ordinary with the dogs. So that's always Tony the Tiger. Great time. Still reflecting. I did a post yesterday. Just did the menu, man. Just did my menu. I'm being patient. Situations make you patient. Life make you patient. Trials and tribulations make you patient. But, it says in the Bible, patience is a virtue. But I'm looking at my lab notes, and I'm looking at my cookups. And, every day I look at my dogs, right? The next generations. Looking at them every day as I deal with them. And I'm, grateful as I look at them like, yo, this is something that came from an idea. These dogs, of course, is what I'm talking about. And I'm looking at my lab notes and I'm just like, damn, I got so many, I got shit, 7 cookups that is still on the menu. And there'll probably be some of my best cook-ups to date, and I'm proud of all my cook-ups. So, I've had some disappointments. I'm not gonna front like we all do, right? Because we engineers, certain breedings don't go the way you expect in the lab. So I'm not gonna say I'm perfect in the lab, but if I do my laws of averages, um, most of my cook-ups I've been pretty satisfied with. However, this week I just, I said I've been reflecting a lot, these past few months actually, and just thinking back and like I said, I'm looking at my lab notes and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a post, just showcase my menu, just show the world my menu, even though I've been sharing it with y'all, over the years, what I mean, just, kind of just, little teasers, what I mean, little previews, like how they do with the movies and shit like that. They show you the previews and, oh, I can't wait to see that movie. So the coach has been implementing that, what I mean, when it comes to, me representing Formula One canines, just doing previews, man. So I decided, man, let me go ahead and roll the whole menu out, and I've been getting a great reception on Facebook, getting a great reception on IG. And, it just, for me, confirmation is something that I need, honestly, because I'd be so in the zone and I'd be so on my own wave, on my own movement. It's lonely when you move in a direction that most people don't, where all the naysayers and haters and spectators want to tell you that, oh, you do this and oh, you should do it. Oh, who your shit. Oh, they want to tell you everything opposite of where you going. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep your blinders on. You got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Regardless. So I've been accustomed to that. I don't pay no attention. I got the stiff arm out, man. I got the hardest stiff arm in the game. So that shit don't phase me. But when you do get confirmation from people outside your spectrum who, like a lot of you, been supporting me for a while. So salute to all you guys that's been supporting me. You already know I love y'all. So I mean, that goes without notice. I always tell y'all I appreciate you guys. But outsiders, who might just have come across my page, come across my content, and they look with an unbiased eye, right? And they see the dogs, plural, because I got multiple dogs, right? Then they see how well taken care of my dogs are, and they see how I profile my dogs. They see how I do my photos, and the motherfuckers is new to me, which is fine. That's what you're new. But you being new, you're not coming in automatically with your banana in your mouth saying, I don't like that shit. I'm gonna drop a dime on that. No, I'm gonna drop a dime on, you know what I'm saying? Them type, which is the majority of people in the dog game, especially when they ain't got no dogs. But I dropped my menu. Had like 6 breedings on there. I think it was six or 7. And man, got a great reception, man. And I'm very, very grateful to you guys. I'm very, very grateful to God, of course, that he has given me this talent and given me the willpower to be a pioneer, and be willing to do things others are not willing to do, to be willing to set myself apart, even though it might be a while for the wagon to get connected to the band, right? The bandwagon. It might be a while before that wagon is connected and people hop on it. But at the same time, being focused and firm and keeping that movement and being steadfast on the mission of producing these top tier level high performance working dogs / competition dogs, and I'm just very grateful for that, because my patience is building my buzz and my hype even more so, and I don't know what happened with Facebook's algorithm this past year, past 6 months, because I can never get the same growth on Facebook that I was able to get on Instagram. And the majority of my following that I ever received off of Facebook was because I was in Facebook groups and I was stirring up a lot of controversy in Facebook groups. So algorithm is going to push you when you get 1,000 comments in a group, and people going to be in there nitpicking, and people going to pay attention, and based off of that, people follow. So that's how I was getting my following on Facebook, which was like weird to me. Like, how come I post the same shit on IG and on Facebook I don't get no traction, but on IG I'm blowing up? So that shit blew my mind. But now on Facebook, I'm smacking them out the park. You know what I mean? Facebook done fell in love with my content for some reason, because now the algorithm is sharing my shit, and a lot of people is finding me. A lot of new people are finding me, and learning what I'm about. So I want to give my new followers, because I got 1,000 followers in like 3 weeks. So, and it's still going up. So there's a lot of new people coming in, asking questions, PMing me and stuff like that. I definitely want to say salute, welcome. If you are watching on the podcast, we got, this is 113 episodes already. This is the classroom for engineers. If you like dogs, you like working dogs, you want to understand how to build one, you want to know the ins and outs, the ups and downs, the rounds and rounds, and all the shit when it comes to high performance working dogs, then this is the place you want to be. This is the classroom every Thursday night where you want to be, man. So, but yeah, man, Facebook, shit, they always go ham in my comments. I definitely know how to get them in their feelings. I posted my girl Pearly, my American Bulldog Pearly. Y'all seen that on IG, and y'all on Facebook, same shit, but y'all seen it on IG if y'all follow me on IG. I just expressed how, I put my buff dog Rocky semen in, Pearl, and she took, and she 2 weeks in to about to drop my puppies, and she dripping out fucking pinkish, milkish fucking shit out her pussy. Excuse my language. And then I go to the vet, so I'm explaining all that, in that, in the heading, because I'm reflecting. I've been reflecting on everything. So I'm reflecting on my losses as well as my wins, right? And that was a big loss. So I expressed, and I told you guys about the loss in the post. And I had an option to spend however much money to pull the uterus out and all that shit, versus, or you can put her down. And me understanding what I'm doing, right, when it comes to why I spent the money that I spent on any of my dogs, first and foremost. But, understanding that the only reason why my dogs are here is because they're here for a program. There'll be, even though I love my dogs, okay, they're here for my program. They're not here to be a pet. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's me. Okay. When it comes to my program, that's how strict I am on my program, right? So when my vet gives me my options and she tells me a price range, and I'm like, when I weigh the prices down, and then I also want to, I'm already in my mind, I'm already disappointed, mad. I done spent so much money on her, taking care of her, spent money on the semen, spent money on the TCI, all the shit that I did money-wise. So I'm calculating the total dollars. And then I'm getting the option, well, we can pull the uterus out, pull the whole shit out, clean her out, give her antibiotics. She should hopefully be good. We can do that, but you ain't getting your puppies and da-da-da-da-da. So I told that story, and I said, I made the choice of putting her down. And boy, oh boy, man, is that post doing numbers? Yeah, but every Karen and fucking Bobby, I don't know what you would call the guys and shit, man. They all in there. Oh my God! Oh, you could have did this and you should have did that. And you put her down. I'm like, oh my God! But this is what This is what you expect. This is what you should expect. This is what I expect because I'm not a rookie to this shit anymore. I've been dealing with everybody. Like I said, everybody comes to my games. When you EA Sports in the game, like Mia, right? You a true player. Everybody comes to your games, man. The haters, the spectators, the naysayers, the commentators, the supporters, the fans. Everybody is coming to the coach's game, right? You know what I mean? So ain't nothing new, man. Ain't nothing new. But like I said, I ain't commenting out one bit, man. I'm already in the and on Facebook. I'm already in the hundreds of comments already, man. That shit's still jumping. They just having debates within themselves and shit. It's just shit blows my mind, but at the same time, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like for me, of course you don't understand. Of course you would do that, Karen. Of course you would. Because if you could afford it, you would have a dog shelter at your house. But you can't even afford that. You just got your 2 dogs that you got on your couch. You know what I mean? That's all you got. You don't have no program. You know what I'm saying? You don't spend the money that I spend on my dog. You wouldn't buy your dog. You wouldn't spend the money that I spent on dogs. You know what I mean? It's like you telling somebody who paid 1.5 million on a racehorse, right? 1.5 million. And that horse breaks his leg on a practice accident, whatever. Guess what happens to that damn racehorse? They put that motherfucker down because it ain't worth nothing. You know what I mean? That racehorse, you're not paying 1.3 for no horse as a pet. It's not a pet. So I always have to remind myself because it's very hard for us not to get in our Whitney when you got unqualified people at your games, but you got to have a level of emotional intelligence. And over time, I've grown to develop my emotional intelligence to where I just don't respond. Because I know you not qualified. You not me. You know, like, what? You would never spend what I spent on that dog. For what? A pet? Please. You wouldn't do all the conditioning and shit that I did for that dog and the feeding and finding different types of dog food and all the shit, all the money I done spent, time I done put in. You wouldn't do that for no fucking pet. No, I run a professional establishment over here. My program is a professional program. I do things professionally. And it wasn't my first time dealing with pyometra. Okay? So anyway, y'all, you know what I mean? I'd like to tell you guys about my week. Like I said, solid week. Coach doing numbers on Facebook, you know what I mean? Getting, new people who's being introduced to, my program and what I'm about, very, 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 very grateful to all of you guys for the support, you know what I mean, on my vision and stuff like that. Just keep believing, man. Keep believing. We'll keep supporting and we'll keep moving forward. That's all we need to do. You know what I mean? So big salute to you guys. Much love and respect and cheers. Tony has done it again, my brother. Tony, big salute. Lucky Mills, big salute. Rogue Wolf Project, my brother, big salute. B. Bakaria, my brother, big salute. Big salute. Oh man, we gonna cook tonight, man. We gonna cook tonight. Let me put this on the ticker, man. I'm gonna drop the link. And if you are qualified, you are more than welcome to join the panel. And if you do not want to join the panel, please participate in the chat. Please participate in the chat. This is a classroom environment, so you are welcome to participate. We are a collective brain of dog men and dog women. So all of our opinions do count, but we are here for the right answer. We are here for the right answer, not the wrong. So I'm going to drop the link. And we're going to cook it up. We're gonna cook it up. We're gonna cook it up tonight. All right, here we go. All right, link is in the chat. Link is in the chat. Go ahead and click that link, man. I'm going to click that link. But hey, tonight we're going to talk about family of dogs, the term family of dogs. You know, I really, really, really want us to break this one down. I really, really, really want us to, you know, comprehend this, because I've heard it a lot from the, you know, the pit bull community, the game American pit bull terrier community. But at the same time, I'm not really sure. I kind of got an idea what they mean, but I'm not really sure. So I want us to speak on it. You know what I mean? I want us to, you know what I mean, see if we can comprehend it, see if we can understand it, and just, you know, make it clear. Like, what does a family of dogs truly mean? That's right. Can you guys see the link in the chat? Okay, hold on. Let me try it again. I just put it in there. Let me try it again. I'm telling you, man, StreamYard. Hey, I love you, StreamYard, but they keep changing a lot of shit. They do a lot of changing, man, which I don't understand why. Okay, what about now? Ready? Do you see it? What about now? What about now? Do you see it? No, what the fuck? How is that not showing, man? I see it in the chat. I put it there. Caveman got in. Caveman.
Hey.
Yeah, man. Hey, this is not me. That's this. All this technical shit is fucking StreamYard. They be adding all kind of different shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. But let me drop that link again. Hey, I just dropped it again. Ready? Let me drop it one more time, man. I just did this to. Let me try it.
It might be YouTube because my feed wasn't refreshing, and I had some issues when I had to go back to the show to hit the link. There was 2 links there, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, there's 2 links. So they've got one that says like it's like one for a vertical link and then one for a horizontal. And they tell you, they recommend you doing 2. Yeah, Tony said he could see it. What's going on, Radio? Are you on the right show? Ah, shit, man, that sucks. I don't know why you don't see it. Ready? How you doing, K man? Happy Thanksgiving, my brother.
I'm doing good. How about you?
Oh man, just, you know, first and foremost, like we say, God is good. I want to thank God for being good to all of us, giving us an opportunity. But at the same time, you know, life is life. You know what I mean? It could be better, but who's complaining, right? Because nobody cares if you do.
Right.
But I am thankful though, Caveman. You know what I mean? When you think about life, it always can be worse, right? Oh,
Yep,
there's my.
Now, shout out to all the loners.
Salute, guys. Salute.
Shout out to all the people that didn't have a family today.
Yeah, all the loners, man. You know, it's not a bad thing to be a loner, but we do need companionship to a degree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're social creatures.
Yeah, that's by nature. Yeah. Rock solid. Happy Thanksgiving, my brother. Big salute.
Yeah, big salute, everybody.
Yeah, happy belated birthday, Young Reddy.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
How old are you, man? 44?
45.
45? Oh, shit. Michael Jordan?
That was about.
Michael Jordan? 45?
Yeah.
That's right.
Don't feel like it, though.
That's good. I mean, hopefully it don't feel like it in a good way, not in a bad way.
Yeah, not in a bad way.
There we go, man. I'm 47, man. I got 2 on you. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's all good. We all good, man. There's ain't no problem with that. You just got to age gracefully, man. Just age gracefully. Accept your grays. Accept the wisdom of life. that you learn from. Hopefully you learn from those things would make you wise. Don't be, don't go the opposite of learning and fucking go down the fucking hill of self-destruction when you get older, because a lot of people do that shit too.
Yeah, that's the backwards thinking.
Hey, that's the backwards play.
That's what you supposed to do all that shit while you growing up.
Correct. Yes. Make your mistakes when you're young. You know what I mean? So you can learn from them. And then, you get in your mature state, you get into your middle age where, you start to settle into life, settle into your manhood. And then, you correct your mistakes from there. And then you age gracefully, man. You bow out, you get old, and then you transition into the next level if you make it, man. If you transition out this body and then your spirit goes back to the Most High, then you made it, man. But if you transition, you didn't learn in the body, guess what happens to you? You get recycled. You start back from zero. You got to do it all over again. Shame on you. I'm trying to make it, man. I know K-Man trying to make it to the next level.
I'm trying to get out of here.
Man, I'm trying to get out of here, man. Straight up. I'm cool with this fucking simulation.
Word.
Shit. Hey, every year, if y'all think about it, every day, every year of our life is programmed. If you think
Yep.
it just repeats itself over and over and over and over and over every day. Wake up, start your day up, whatever you do, eat breakfast. If you do that, your routine. If you go get a job, whatever. If you're working, you're taking care of what shit, man.
24 hours.
I mean, it's a program.
You're a robot.
Straight up. So, once you know the truth, what they say, the truth will set you free. Isn't that what they say when you know the truth?
Yep.
So the truth is to right our wrongs, learn from them here in the third dimension, because any mistake can cost you your reality here in the third dimension, your life. So you learn from it while you still have life and you correct it, right? You stand on that straight and narrow path. They call righteousness, right? Which is the right way. It's the right way to do things. You got to do it right. If you don't do it right, it's wrong. Whether you believe it or not, it's wrong. And then because you do it right, when it's time to graduate out the body, whoever the creator is, which I believe it's the Most High, he gonna let you graduate. Oh, we lost Caveman. Shit.
Yeah, this joint's bugging out.
Oh, man. Golly, man. It must be Thanksgiving. Everybody on tonight, man. It's Thanksgiving. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm watching on my TV and the comments aren't popping up. It keeps going in and out.
The comments go in and out?
The comments aren't even popping up. It's just saying lost connection, and then it's saying connected again, like it's back connected, but no comments are popping up.
See?
And then it's still got that double thing going on where it's two shows.
Yeah, it's two shows. So yeah. And it's going to be two shows because of that vertical. So they got a vertical show and then it's got a horizontal show. And that's the one that they recommend you selecting, is the vertical and the horizontal. So I just offer what they recommend. So maybe that's what's going on. I don't know, man. But you can hear me, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Chat, hopefully the chat can see each other. Damn it, man.
And also some people, when I was in the chat, certain people weren't showing up in there either. When you said Lucky Mills, I ain't see him in the chat.
And when I just got bumped off, I couldn't find the chat to the one show.
Okay, so
I had to click on the other show.
Okay, so next time I'm going to not select what they recommend, because I think that's what's happening. I think people are clicking on because there's two shows, so they're clicking on one of them, and we're not on that one. Or right. We're not on that one. We're on but I don't understand because both of them play. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me press this shit. Preview vertical podcast. So
yeah, you're in both.
Yeah, it's both.
Yeah. The same thing last week.
Yeah,
there's
so
two
right
shows.
now it's showing two shows. Yeah, showing two shows, and I'm seeing them. They're both playing at the same time. So And it shows that right now, 15 people, sometimes it shows 25 people here. It goes, back and forth. But anyway, he says some in the vertical live, only coach can see both chats. Okay, that's probably what it is. Salute, Tony. That's what it is, probably. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
It does. It does.
Okay, that makes sense. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate you. So next week, you guys, I won't select the vertical shot. I'll because I'm not posting this on my IG. I'm not posting this on anything that I would, I'm not doing no clips for no fucking shorts. So next week I'll do just a regular horizontal, and then this should probably eliminate this problem. So I do apologize, chat, if you guys aren't seeing each other, but we all in here, man. So as long as you guys can hear us, we good. Still participating in the chat though. You know what I'm saying? Because I still, I can still see everybody. So I'll make sure that I, engage with you guys. But man, let's cook tonight, man. Let's cook tonight on this topic, which is what does a family of dogs truly mean? Have you heard that term before? Ready Caveman. Have you heard that term family of dogs? And like, what does it mean to you? And go ahead. Whoever wants to start first.
I'd say having the grandparents and then the parents that you picked for the future litter, and then the puppies that you selected from that litter, and you keep those. So like a three family deal, family tree.
3 generation thing.
Yeah, like 3 generation.
Okay. All right. What about you, K, man? What does that term mean to you, family of dogs?
Well, basically to me it means that the pedigree is dominated by dogs that are related to each other, and they've all, of course, been bred for the same attributes.
Okay. Good. All right. Let me see. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring this topic up for us is because I wanted us to dissect this, because when I listen to like the game dog people, when they talk about family of dogs, it seems like they heavily related to inbreeding and line breeding. Like like when they talk about family of dogs, there's like heavily inbred. When they talk about family of dogs, then they talk about scatterbred as if it's not a family of dogs. So that's why I wanted to understand, like, what does it truly mean? Like, do you get that notion, or you get that from
It's a bloodline.
I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm thinking that
No, that's how it is. Yeah, there's a lot of purists out there that they like if it isn't like severely inbred, so that there's nothing else in there, then it's not pure to them.
Right, and then it's not a so-called family of dogs.
So they're gatekeeping that.
I don't, like I said, I don't know. That's why I wanted us to talk about it, because when I think of family, I think of family if like how we go out and as humans, and we go and find our spouse, and then you engage in intercourse, and you procreate, and then when you marry, that woman who's outside of your family becomes your family. Then when you procreate, even though she's not a part of your family tree, your offspring is your family, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I perceive what a family means, even in dogs, right? So, but then, like I said, when it comes to that side, of performance dog breeders and their terminology, when it comes to, and I'm talking about the American Pit Bull Terrier game dogs specifically, they stress it like as if, like you said, Caveman, the purist is is heavily inbred, 20 times this. That's a family of dogs, and I was just confused by that, and that's what I wanted us to elaborate on it.
That's
And
it's weird. It's like it's backwards because it's inbreeding. So and that it's still a family, but you want to go outside so the you get the hybrid vigor. That's the families you want.
Yeah, but you don't need hybrid vigor if you don't let other people play.
you gotta elaborate, K man.
Well, I was just thinking about that when you was talking about the $1 million horse. There's racing pigeons that sell for $2-3 million.
Mhm.
I could probably have pretty good chances of competing with those people with the racing pigeons right here in the community, but I can't spend $250,000 to enter the race.
Damn.
You know, if you keep your entry fees too high for the common folk to race, compete with you, then you don't have to worry.
So they're gatekeeping.
Yep. All the breed clubs do it, like the hounds clubs, you know, they want you to be a purebred walker or a purebred blue tick or whatever. They don't, just like the chickens. There's a saying in the game bird world that everybody hates an acel, especially when you get beat by one.
Mm.
You know, 'cause they're all breeding American game fowl, and the acel is an Oriental bird, so it's totally different. It has a different stature and everything.
Okay.
The seal.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
how I started the seal.
That makes
The
sense.
acel.
No,
Yeah,
that
well,
makes
it's one of them words, ready, where if you're over there, you probably say a seal. Everyone here says acel because it rolls off the tongue. There's a lot of words like that, a lot of breeds.
That bully cutter, they got a acel. Bully cutter.
Yeah, just like we was talking about the Terburen. Well, here we call them a Terburen.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is
shit
that a
like that.
color?
What's that?
Is that a color?
A Terburen? No, that's
No,
one of the.
No,
acel.
the acel.
Acel is a breed.
Oh, it's a breed.
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense too. So they're gatekeeping. So, like you said with the pigeons, they're gatekeeping the blood, like you said, the purest, to where if you breed a different way than what they're breeding, then you don't have a family of dogs according to their logic of what a family of dogs truly is, or like a family of pigeons, right?
Yeah.
So if you come with this outside thing that they don't approve of to prevent you from even coming in with that shit, they got a high ass entry fee to where it's like, bro, you know what I mean? You ain't, if you ain't already rooted into this shit the way we do it, we ain't even accepting your play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't come in with your new bloodline or new family of pigeons and think you're gonna get respect from us because you ain't got a family of pigeons. You don't breed them the same way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just assuming. That's why I want us to talk about this. Because it could be very confusing.
We all gonna be the same level though.
But isn't a family? Like the definition of a family?
We all got the same blood.
Well, when you bring
Okay. What's ChatGPT say the definition of family is?
I didn't bring her to the show, man. I didn't bring her to the show tonight, man. You know what I mean? But I'm sure she'll have a definition. But I don't know. I'm assuming that she would probably think the way I'm thinking.
Well, I mean, I guess that's why you ask what it means to us, because there is going to be different inversions, different interpretations of
Right.
family, different methods. Like you, I mean, as long as you keep and especially I would say females, because you can't pass on the mitochondria without going female to female. So, I mean, if you're keeping your progeny from your breedings and moving that forward, that's a family. And
Correct.
then I guess you're just how big is your family? How tight is your family? But yeah, I guess it's still a family.
Right.
Yeah.
They're familiar.
Right.
Hell yeah.
So like I said, with the game dog guys, they talk about it in a way where, if it's not bred this way, like heavily inbred, line bred, then it's not a family of dogs. Like you ain't got, like you said, if you ain't bred, like I said, bred uncle to like inbreed, line breed. If it ain't tight like that, then it's not considered a family of dogs. And that's where
no matter they might not even be doing those methods on purpose. It might be out of necessity. It might be their only option.
That's
but they're gonna swear up and down that that's the only way, because that's the only way you're gonna sell pups, is to swear up and down that you're doing it better than everyone else.
Man, you hit the nail on the head, K, man. Respect. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head with that one. I agree 1,000%, because if your resources are limited and you don't have, if like I talk about my genetic cabinet, my dog genetic cabinet, and let's say you're a cook and you got all your seasoning and your herbs and spices, but all you got is 1 or 2 seasoning, that's the only way you can cook. So over time, right, your food all tastes the same. Then you get bored of the shit, and then your shit fall apart, right? And
Diluting.
Yeah. Same thing with genetics. Like Caveman was saying, like, if that's all you have is what you've produced and you don't have no way to get anything else different, that's the only way you can breed. Then for you, your dogs are so tight, and the way you sell it is like, oh, I got a family, and your shit is scatterbred, and you don't have a family of dogs. So I don't know. To me, it's gotten lost in translation to me.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, if that's the case and you're breeding, not you, but, if said person is breeding the dogs just to stay within the family, and another person is breeding winners to winners, no matter what, what lineage they are, I guarantee you who's going to win.
Yeah, well, they call those battle crosses, Caveman.
No, I'm talking, I guess they do. And if you crossing lines.
Yeah, because you said you're breeding winners to winners, right? So if my family of dogs aren't the only ones that are winners.
Right.
And if I'm breeding
that's what I'm saying. That's literally how the best lines in competition animals were made, was by breeding winners to winners. It was just buying the winners, buy the next winner and breed with that, buy the next winner, breed with that, buy the next winner.
Yeah. Which could be outside of your family line, right? Which could
they were even different breeds.
Was even different, man. Oh, don't say that, K, man. Shit.
Yeah, I'm talking specific. What's coming to mind right now is the chickens.
No, but that's everything.
Yeah, but it's all the same. Genetics works the same and everything.
Correct. We learned that. That's why hybrid vigor is so powerful when it comes to anything competition, anything progressing.
Yeah. I mean, that's how the coonhound breeders breed their dogs. They breed their female to whoever's the hottest male. Because they're competing, keeping track of all the points, all the achievements.
Caveman, check this out. Ready? Check this out. So shout out to Chris. Salute, Chris. Happy Thanksgiving, man. Chris broke it down. So this is what we're talking about, right? So Chris said a family of dogs is basically where all dogs are related within intermediate family, right? Father, daughter, mother, son, brother, sister, uncle, niece, aunt, nephew is not within a family. They're distant. So he said is not within a family. They're okay. If it's not within that family, then they're distant. So so he's saying exactly how I was saying how the game dog people reference a family of dogs. So their reference is all related literally. So like I said, if me, like I said, for let's speak for myself, me and my wife had a son and a daughter. That means I can only breed and my wife can only breed to what our offspring is. According to how Chris described it, how the game dog community describes family of dogs. But we know, right? Just like what you were saying, Caveman, Chris, all of us as engineers, we know that is not going to get you the best results when it comes to creating high performance next level dogs. You will never get vigor breeding that way. So then once I breed outside of that, then it's no longer a family, even though it's still a part of the blood. Once I breed to it, that offspring is still part of the blood. That's why I said,
to me it is. To me,
Yeah.
that doesn't like if you bring in something else, to me that doesn't discredit your program. You know what I mean? It's just same family with this much of this added.
I agree too.
I mean, because to me, a family of dogs is like a project. They don't have to be inbred. You know what I mean? Because after you do the breeding, those dogs are now part of the family.
Yeah.
Those pups.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just common sense to me to say, well, my dogs need a little more leg. I should probably bring in a male that's got more leg, or whatever it might be.
Because you're just adding new blood, and it's coming into the old blood.
Yes, going into the family. And then, by true, pure definition, once that blood is introduced into the family, it's a part of the family. That blood is now part of the family.
Yep.
Period.
Yep. Yeah, honestly, to have a good family, what you should be doing is breeding out like 3 times before you breed back to the family.
You got to explain for us, man. We engineers, we like it when you explain, K, man.
Well, basically you you do your first inbreeding or your first tight line breeding, whatever you want to call it, and then you would outcross for 3 generations before you inbreed back to your line again.
So you cleaning out the defects.
Yep, keeping up your diversity. And of course you're breeding. I mean, as we know, you can find another dog that is a lot like your dogs in your project that someone else is breeding, because those genetics are out there and someone else is selecting for that.
Right.
You can cross out to a dog that is technically the same dog as your family, because it's got the same background genetics, been bred for the same traits. Hopefully, you're looking at your dog and you're trying to find an imperfection in that dog and you're trying to add that trait from another dog to fix that flaw.
Right.
And that's a good way to keep from getting inbred depression if you are inbreeding. If you are line breeding, don't breed 2 members of the family that are like twins. You know what I mean? They're like photocopies. They got the same genetics. Pick one that's a little bulkier, a little shorter legged or longer legged, or
whatever you need.
Different phenotype.
Yep. And like you said, K-Man, and I want you guys to pay attention to what K-Man said, engineers, because we smart over here. Okay. You do not have to inbreed to compound on like genetic traits. If you are a student and a scout of dogs and dog programs, and you respect breeders with the same vision, and you've scouted dogs from different families, different lines, whatever it might be, that has similar genetic characteristics, okay, you can capitalize on compounding those genetic characteristics and getting hybrid vigor at the same damn time.
Yeah.
Think about what I just said, you guys.
Best way to do that is by getting a female and finding the best, like coonhounds are an easy example because you can just look it up, public information. You can look up the kennel club, find out who's got the best male and if he's that stud. So you breed to that male who is the top performer, right? And then you keep a female pup from that breeding. And then when that pup comes of age, you breed her to the next top performing male, no matter who he is. You just keep doing that. And you're going to have, the best of both worlds, really.
There you go.
Have genetic diversity, but you're constantly compounding on the dogs that perform the best at that task.
I like that.
That's fire.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. So again, like I said, I love how we operate, you guys. You know what I'm saying, as engineers, because this is how Elon Musk is able to do what he do, because he got other smart individuals, and we all think the same. We're thinking outside the box to create the circle. That's why we engineers. You know what I'm saying? There is no box for us. We're not in no box. So whatever it takes, we're looking for results that are making our dogs better. The same is a failure, right? If we want to progress, if we had our model series and we popped it and had it, let's say we had a 3 years, like how cars, they do like 4 years, 5 years before they change the models, right? That's how they do it, the body style. And then every year they add something different. They change it. Once they climax off that change, that let's say that family or that line of dogs, they solidify that line, then they change it. So same thing with us. Every year or every breeding, we should be thinking we need to add something that wasn't in that previous breeding. And then after that third breeding, right, we need to go ahead and introduce something different in that motherfucker for the change. And then we do that same process over, like if we're not thinking like that, then the dogs will never progress. Your dogs will be stale. If I only bred within my yard, now thankfully I'm like you, K, man. I got all kind of different shit. Okay, I thought ahead. I got all kind of different dogs, different family, different breeds, different. So I can intertwine in my own yard because I bought a plethora of different blood.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna be limited on what I can choose from because I was preparing myself for that when it comes to my dog genetic DNA cabinet. But if you are limited, like most people are, which is fine, that's where you get into what K-Man was talking about, inbreeding depression. Because now you are breeding and you're like inbreeding, line breeding, inbreeding, line breeding, inbreeding, line breeding, whatever, right? That's all you got. Maybe your partner got some of your shit and he might have outcrossed, so you breeding with that. And then that, but that's it. That's it. So your dog doesn't progress. Your dog, in fact, it digresses. It doesn't go, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't excel past the great dog that once was the foundation of your bloodline. I remember when we had that show and Reddy was on it with the OGs. And I was on that panel and I was asking Buck City. Shout out to Buck City.
Oh, yeah.
I asked Buck City, when you talk, the Mayday, like when is that blood watered down? And of course, they had something smart to say, you know what I'm saying? Watered down, but they didn't answer my question, right? But at the same time, the blood that they have because the foundation is Mayday. Depending on how close Mayday is, if Mayday, like we talked about, if Mayday is not within that first three,
He's not
him.
there anymore.
Yeah, him. If he's not within that first three, then those dogs is no longer Mayday dogs. So when I asked that question, of course, emotions was involved, and they're not really thinking, logically. They're not really thinking like an engineer, But if you own Mayday, right? Like, for example, I own AK. I always like to keep my own shoes, but we know. But if you own Mayday and you know Mayday's traits, and you've had dogs that showed you a piece of Mayday, period. Daughters, grandsons, whatever, however you bred it, you see all that, because you own the dog. Fast forward 25 years later, and you seen those dogs 25 years later from Mayday that you own, you're going to tell me right now, you'll tell me right now, if you own Mayday then, and you seen the dog 25 years, you're like, that's not Mayday. If somebody had AK dogs 25 years from now that doesn't have AK in the first three generations, I'm going to tell you right now, that's not an AK dog.
Right.
That's not AK. The genetics is watered down. We know when you do the inbreeding too much, that shit dilutes. First of all, if I just kept inbreeding, line breeding AK is 20 times AK, that doesn't make AK stronger. That makes his blood weaker.
Yeah.
We know this as engineers. We know this. If I had AK and kept doing that with his offspring, AK times 10, AK times 12, performances going down the roof. His offspring won't be as big. Their bones won't be as strong. They power will be, they be dumb as fuck. So when we talk about water down and dilution, okay, it can happen from many different things, right? It can be too much inbreeding and line breeding can water your shit down. Okay. Too much coefficient of inbreeding can water your shit down. That's that line breeding, inbreeding. And outcrossing the wrong way and not bringing AK back, not taking AK direct, which is AK, taking his straw 25 years later and putting it back. That means you put him back into the mix.
Front, yeah.
Yeah.
Front, yeah.
Now we hit him with the raw. Now we hit AK. If AK is the raw, if Mayday is the raw, for them to be Mayday dogs, he got to be introduced back in that bit. He got to be some way, somehow, you got to bring them back if they're going to be Mayday. If not, it will be whoever is the next great dog. But again, if you're not elevating your program, right, then you will never make room for your offspring to have their own, or your generations to have their own line. I would love for Black Hawk, AK-74, Chopper the Man Stopper,
That's
for
my
them
guy
to
right there.
prove themselves and have their own line. But I have to breed it a certain way to keep them in the front, to where 25 years later, you will know from 25 years back that, yo, that's a chopper dog. Because how we breed it, how we keep it relevant, how we keep it fucking vibrant is, it's a formula and it's an equation to be able to do that. You know what I mean? But it's easy to say that, oh, this is, because Red Bull, Buff Dog's Red Bull is the foundation, and he's the most popular dog in that family of dogs. That's the Red Bull line. No, it's not. Red Bull is so watered down. Just think about your great. Think if you even knew your great grandfather. I guarantee if you saw your great 4 generations back grandfather, you wouldn't look like that motherfucker. Stop playing. Stop it. You might have some mental genetic characteristics, but you're not your great grandfather as far as phenotypically, genotypically, you come from the blood, but that shit watered down. It's watered down. Same thing with these dogs. Same thing with these dogs. So for us to understand family and what it truly means to us, okay, we don't think like everybody else, okay, because we want our family of dogs to be better. We don't want our family of dogs to stay the same.
No.
If you want your family of dogs to be the same, do you? We don't hate on nobody. That's not. But see, over here, this is the high performance class, right? You know what I mean? This is the ones that make the, you know what I mean, the next level airplane, the next level fighter jets, the next level Formula One race car. I always the next level race horses. Like, it's never good enough when you're breeding and you creating competition animals. It's never. Last year was last year. Last breeding was last breeding. I am not trying to make the same.
Yeah, I think now that you say that, if you look, you could look this up too. I think in my lifetime they have increased the speed of the greyhound at like 6 or 10 miles an hour
Over the
It
years.
seems like that.
in my lifetime.
Because it wasn't 70.
No.
It was
No.
like 50, 45, 50.
Well, yeah, I think it was in the high 50s. I
47.
think I remember when they made it to 60, which was an improvement.
Chris said inbreeding does not dilute, it concentrates the genetics with the parents. Okay, so maybe what I meant to say is when inbreeding depression, when you talk about inbreeding, come on, K-Man, when we talk about inbreeding depression, what does that mean to you?
It means you run.
Go ahead.
It means you run. Basically, what you did is, instead of sticking a new sheet of paper in the photocopier, you kept copying off a copy, and your print got fucked up.
Hey, K-Man, you fuck with the herb, you fuck with the tree. What happens if you keep cloning clones? What happens, K-Man?
Well, there's a lot of variables there. But honestly, if anything goes wrong with cloning, it's human error. Because theoretically, you could do it forever. But it does usually end with problems.
Well, the common sense of that is, if that mother plant is the fucking, prima donna.
Okay. Let me stop you for a minute, though. We are not cloning. That's a misnomer. That is not a clone. We are not making a new embryo with the genetics of that plant. We're just taking that plant. We're not changing the genetics or copying it or nothing. We're just adjusting the hormone so that it roots a natural thing. We're not changing the plant at all. We're not cloning it. I don't know why they call it that.
Well, my concept of why they call it is, if it comes off a mother plant and then you take that splice and you put it in the fucking ground, that's pretty much the mama. You put her back into some soil, you let her grow. Then you take a fucking piece of that plant and you put that one in there and do the same shit. And you just taking the same shit over and over and over. And according to, at least from the growers that I know, they say over time the fucking strand gets weak when you keep doing that shit. That's what they say to me. They say that shit gets.
You're right, but it's human error, because it's not like what you think. We are not cloning it. We're not copying it. All we're doing is regenerating. We're not changing anything. But okay, along the lines, if you do that and you get a bacteria or a virus or something in your plant, and then you clone that, then you got problems. Or if you let the plant go into flower and then clone it and re-veg it. Yeah, but if the cutting, I'm gonna try to stop calling it a clone. If the cutting goes south on you, it's because of something you did.
Gotcha. Okay.
Makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, Chris said inbreeding depression is lack of vigor. It takes a lot of inbreeding to get to inbreeding depression. It's not going to happen in 3 or 4 generations. So,
well, it's all about selection.
Correct. And I will agree. I will agree with you, Chris, on this. Okay, if your first F1 was an outcross and you inbred that bitch, line bred it 3 to 4 generations, then yeah, you're safe. Anything past that, you fucking shit up. Period. Period.com. I don't care what nobody says. Anything past 6 times inbred, 7, 10 times, your shit is trash. Not saying yours in general, Chris. I'm just saying, I'm talking about as a whole, us as engineers. I am not progressing my program by breeding my same shit over and over again. If I want to tighten it up, like I said, my F1, for example, when I do these new cookups, especially with my fucking 50-50 different breedings that I'm doing with AK the Malawal, Black Hawk the Malawal, AK with the Kangal, I told you, I'm going to F1, take those offspring, brother and sister, breed those together, take the offspring off of that, brother and sister, breed those together, and guess what I'm going to do after that? Outcross. Because I don't want my shit too tight, but I still want to tighten up those genetics. And because that genetic pool, think about it, it's so broad as it is, we have room to tighten it up without making too many mistakes genetically.
Yeah.
But if I keep over and over and over, if I keep going to the fucking hole, the well, and keep fucking drinking out of that bitch, pretty soon that shit gonna get sour.
It could be dry.
Or dry. And because I don't want the same shit, I do want to tighten it to a degree. And that's why I say for us as engineers, we want to do this and we want to use all the breeding, tools in our toolbox. We want to inbreed, we want to line breed, okay? We want to outcross. But the formula is the art of it, how to do it, when to do it, why you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? If you're competing and you're able to see dogs that are heavily inbred, and then you're able to get a dog that you fucking bred and outcross, and you see it perform, and you see it outperforming your shit that's tight, then you're like, oh, as engineers, we got to say, well, we got to implement that, like I got to do more of that and still retain what I've retained. But like K-Man said, I can get those same type of retentions and still get hybrid vigor if I was fucking with other people that got the same type of genetic characteristics, but different blood. And make my dog still retain those genetic characteristics that we want to see performance-wise, body structure-wise, whatever it is in our lab that we are building, we can still retain that, but then we're getting better ones. Because we should at least get the same or better with hybrid vigor.
Yeah.
One thing I want to say again, and most people think that when you cross 2 dogs that you get an equal mixture, right? And they don't realize that those pups do not have the same genetics as each other. And you can't make blanket statements about inbreeding without selection or genetic testing, because those dogs don't all have the same COI. And you could breed 2 dogs that both carry a recessive gene and fuck your whole breeding up in one shot. And you could select the 20% of dogs out of that litter that don't have that and never run into that, and keep right on inbreeding and line breeding.
Oh shit!
No, that's right. That's right.
And that's the only reason the pit bull guys got away with it, because if their dog was defective, they got knocked in the head or it got curd out or killed, I mean, they were put under very scrutinous testing.
Right. And watch this, K-Man. With the game dog, if you're creating one-trick ponies, crash dummies in there, which is what, to me, I mean, no disrespect to what game is, but that to me is a game dog, is a crash dummy dog, which is dumb.
Yeah,
So Bulldog
dumbass.
just want to go and fight. It's fighting his chain. It's fighting everything. It's fight.
No off switch,
Yeah,
just straight on.
fight. That motherfucker's dumb as fuck. So of course, you know that retarded fucking mind state is whatever it is, and you think that's cool. You're gonna get that from heavy inbred dogs. You'll get that from a heavy inbred dog, right?
Yep.
So they can get away with that because their dogs aren't doing nothing but fighting. There's nothing else that they're doing. They're not doing nothing else. Okay.
On that note, I also want to say you can have a true bulldog that's totally calm, can handle off leash, can be good around other dogs, that will cur out that dog. That and he's all about it. I mean, that's all he wants to do is fight. But that don't mean he's game.
True. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And that don't mean he can take punishment either.
That's true too. Because like you said, maybe that dog has never experienced a level of pain to make him cur.
Right.
That's real too.
Yeah, the old game dogs were a lot more composed than the ones of today.
No, that's true too. Because they could take them anywhere. They could be next to other dogs and shit and be chilling. But as soon as it's time to get it in, they ready. I've seen shit like that before.
Mm-hmm. Salute, show enough. Salute, Inquisitive Dejena, all my brothers, Chris, all y'all, man. Salute. Hey, Chris, when you say hybrid vigor cannot reproduce itself, so when we talk about hybrid vigor, we know how we get hybrid vigor. We get hybrid vigor when we do a fucking totally opposite cross to our line, and that's not guaranteed. So when I speak about hybrid vigor, we're not just breeding our dogs and expecting hybrid vigor without a fucking pure, clean, raw outcross. That's what we mean by hybrid vigor. We know that hybrid vigor only comes with an outcross. That's when it comes. But we don't reproducing it. Nah, that's never. No. That's why we always talk about the crosses, because we know that's the only way to get hybrid vigor. And the purest level of hybrid vigor, the raw, is just like Miss Chat GPT taught us, is when you take another breed to another breed, not just a different family of dog to a different family of dog of the same breed, but the purest, rawest, strongest is different breeds. So just want to let you know that I agree with you on that. Hybrid vigor cannot reproduce itself, but that's never. I would never teach that, Chris. You know what I mean?
No.
Never. A salute to you. Who's the master?
Yep. There are different degrees of hybrid vigor.
Mm-hmm. Hey, break it down, okay, man. We in the classroom now.
I mean, you pretty much just did. A true F1, when you take total opposites, like let's say like a Mastiff and a Sighthound or something like that, or Mastiff or a Bulldog and a Sighthound, they're totally opposite. You're going to get the most hybrid vigor out of that than you would if you took two pit bulls that are just out of two different lines.
Facts.
That's still the same dog.
You'll still get hybrid vigor because you're adding genetic diversity, because both of them, and that's another thing too, you're going to get more hybrid vigor the more purebred each line is.
Yeah.
Right.
If you already have genetic diversity in your cross, you're not going to get hybrid vigor. You're breeding a polyhybrid. You're not going to get hybrid. You're not going to get the degree of hybrid vigor. You'll get it in some and not others, because they're not all getting the same two sets of traits. You know what I mean? If their parents have two sets of traits each, now you have four sets of traits in the equation that can come in four different arrangements.
But K-Man, you just said that even though you have a high level of koi in a breeding, all the offspring is still different.
Well, yeah, each offspring is going to have its own koi.
Correct. So they still different.
Koi to the litter, but one pup might be 14 and the other one might be 30.
But what I understood from when you said that is that just like you have brothers and sisters, right? And even though we come from the same mother and father, we still different coy.
Yep.
As far so same thing. So it still applies if you have a brother or sister that let's say your dad is a Neo Pit Bull cross and your mom is a German Shepherd Malinois cross. The offspring in itself is still going to have its own level of coy or genetic difference between the offspring, and then also coming into the play. To me, what I understood, the most potent hybrid vigor is when it's all different. The more different it is, the more potent the fucking explosion of hybrid vigor. That's what I heard.
Exactly.
Yep.
So when you say that if it's heavily, let's say pure, which is heavily inbred, we're gonna call it pure, heavily inbred, there's no diversity in that gene pool, and then the parent is heavily inbred, no diversity. Okay, you breed those together, yeah, you'll get hybrid vigor. But according to what I understand of hybrid vigor, when there's a lot of differences in there, that's where you get the explosion when you bring differences to differences. And if we think about how we studied all these different breeds of dogs, like how we studied the hound and how we also studied the terrier, and we've seen those the super terriers, and we saw how they crossed all those different breeds to make those super terriers. You see what I'm saying? And how they cross all these different breeds to make these super hounds. It wasn't pure this one and pure this two, and they made a super hound, or pure this terrier, pure that terrier, they made a super terrier. It was the ones that have multiple different dogs that made super terriers, multiple different dogs that made super hounds. You feel what I'm saying, K-Man?
Yep.
So
I see what you're saying.
That's what we learned.
See, I kind of seen that hybrid vigor thing. All right, so before I got my pit bull, and I had the boxer mixed with the rot, the siblings out of that litter from the boxer mixed with the rot, some of them look like the boxer with the rot body, some look like the rot with kind of an infused boxer body with the rot, and then the one that my boy chose, that joint looked like some total other monster. It looked like a ball, and it was shaped like that, and it was big like that. So when we used him with my pit, that boy was like $170. He was huge. The other siblings weren't like that. They was like regular size. So that was the hybrid vigor boy.
Hey, y'all remember when go ahead, K-Man. Go ahead, K-Man. Possibly. Go ahead.
Well, that's what I was saying before about there being different degrees of hybrid vigor. Yes, the composite breeds you're talking about, the polyhybrids, have hybrid vigor over an inbred depression dog, but they do not have the amount of hybrid vigor that two purebred high performers crossed together have. And you can prove that by taking those dogs and making a F1 cross of them and another breed and getting hybrid vigor out of those utility dogs.
I mean, that's interesting. That's definitely interesting, but I don't know about that. Watch this, man. Why would you, as someone who's creating a breed, why would you not just take two dogs and just breed those two pure dogs together and create your breed? Why are they?
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on. Why are they taking multiple different dogs to create this one breed of super dog? If it was that simple,
it is that simple, and it's proven every day. Every competition animal in the world that is the top performer is a hybrid.
Yeah, it's a hybrid. It's not a purebred.
Nah,
it's a F1 cross.
No, yeah, it's a cross. Yeah. Okay, so say let's say right.
You take two breeds and cross them one time.
What I'm saying is this: it's not pure inbred, heavily inbred, and heavily inbred off, and then from two different families.
Absolutely is. Yep.
The highest level of hybrid vigor, because I mean, we can go through many of fucking performance dogs and go through their lines and be like, yo, that's not how they was bred. And they produce fucking superior dogs. So that's not true.
Oh, give me an example then, and I'll tell you an F1 cross that'll eat that dog you're talking about.
Okay, so let's talk about Mayday then. I mean, I don't really necessarily know the family, but I know that he was built off a 4-way cross. So tell me about that. How did that work and make a superior dog like Mayday? How did that work?
Superior to what though? Because I can make an F1 cross that'll kill every pit bull in the world.
Oh, I'm sure you can, but I'm just giving an example. That's a 4-way cross, K-Man.
Yeah, that's composite.
That's not a pure to pure that made Mayday. I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
folklore, he was a superior dog.
All right, but at what percentage of the dogs, like look up the Hall of Famers and tell me how many of them were polyhybrids or how many of them were inbred?
Well, most competition.
I'm going to guarantee you that percentage wise, and this is another thing, they all lied, so we don't really know, but I guarantee you the highest percentage of winners in the Hall of Fame were F1 cross.
No, I agree with the F1 cross, but this is what I'm talking about. Pure. See, this is what I'm saying. Like,
you can't argue with results. Look at your laying chickens, your meat chickens, your milk cows, your race horses, your competition hounds, your police dogs, everything. All the top performing animals are an F1 cross of 2 purebred breeds.
So you telling me a hound dog is purebred?
Well, they are now.
I mean, come on, okay, man. We just learned that them motherfuckers is. We just learned from Chat.
Hold
on, okay, man. We just learned in the classroom last week that ChatGPT couldn't even pinpoint the true formula because they was breeding based off of just the dogs that they have for the jobs that was done. So
okay, we need a dictionary to define the word purebred. Because when you got 35 generations of line bred dogs, you know what I mean, that have only been bred to tricolored dogs that were 26 inches tall and had ears this long and had a tail like this and a head like this, they're purebred.
Family, cousins, uncles, brothers, sisters for 35 generations. That shit ain't going to work.
It don't matter.
So what is the Dogo Argentino purebred? It got 13 different dogs in it.
Okay, yeah. Listen, it don't matter what it started out with. When you breed them to where they can reproduce what they are purebred. When I can take 2 treeing walkers and breed them and come out with 10 pups that all look the same and all act the same, they're purebred. I don't care how you started them.
Okay, cool. So if I got a Argentino whatever Dogo, right, and we all know the formula for it, right. So let's say we learned the formula from the creator of the Argentino Dogo, right. But we wanted certain level of performances in our region that your dogs didn't have, so we bred it however we bred it. So your dog might be pure to, hold on, okay, man. Your dog might be pure to you, but if you go and get you an outcross from a whole different line of dogs, you don't know what the fuck they added to their Dogo Argentino.
Right.
If I go overseas and I get one from Brazil, you don't know what they cooked in their shit. Because you're Brazilian. No. Hold on. The Brazilian Dogos aren't the same as the American Dogos.
Nah. No, their Dogo is just as big a mutt as a pit bull.
See, that's my point, K-Man. That's my point. That's my point. Hey.
But,
so go ahead.
I don't know how they got off on this, but purebred is when you can reproduce what you got. Period. I mean, there's no opinion on what purebred means. When you can take animals.
K-Man, hold on, I'll stop you real quick. K-Man, Chris is agreeing with you, right? But see, I need you to break it down to Chris what purebred, because I think what Chris thinks purebred is not what you talk about purebred.
Inbred.
Chris thinks purebred is inbred, line bred dogs all the time. That's all you do. That's what he thinks purebred is. But I don't think that's just what you're saying purebred is. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Are you saying the same thing as he is?
Well, he's saying how you get there, or how he would get there to get that.
No, but is that the same what you're saying? Because I don't feel like that's kind of what you're saying.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. But what he's saying is the easiest method to get purebred. What I'm saying is what the word purebred means is when I take two of these, whatever they are, plants, animals, fish, dogs, whatever, when I mate two of them together and they reproduce themselves, they're purebred.
Okay, got you. So
Like
it don't
two
have to be
Rottweilers.
time bred. It could be like AK-47, a pre-potent fucking dog that when I fucking made him to whatever I made him to, even though I made him to a band dog that's a Neapolitan Mastiff, German Boxer, American Bulldog, Game Pit Bull, he produced himself on top of the man stop and looked just like him. So would that be a purebred? Because if I didn't tell you how I cooked him up,
Well, did the whole litter come out basically the same? No, I'm guessing.
Hold on, you just described something. But see, this is how people get fooled. That's why I want us to talk about this, because we engineers, we got to know better. We have to know better, because if I keep inbreeding the same shit, my shit is not going to be better. And you are not going to get top tier level hybrid vigor with no heavily inbred fucking dog to another heavily inbred dog over a dog that's got genetic diversity with another dog that got genetic diversity. That is a superior performer, that is a superior producer, that can produce itself. Because even though you might have that red dog, does not mean that it's going to produce you the best dog, hybrid vigor or not. That's a fact.
No, you're right about that. There has to be a method to it. But what you don't understand, and most people don't understand, is when you take that dog, those two dogs that have 4 different sets of traits, your hybrid vigor is going to be in 25% of your litter. The hybrid vigor in the F1 is going to be even across the whole litter.
I don't believe that, K, man.
That's how it works. I'm telling you. Go buy a fucking Isa Brown chicken, or go buy a Cornish rock chicken, and tell me, you know what I mean? You can't argue with it. They use them by the billions.
No, we talking about competition dogs. We're not talking about lookalikes chickens. We talking
No,
about.
I'm talking about competition chickens. These are the chickens that lay the most eggs and produce the most meat.
Nah, that's not what we're talking about. We talking
That's the
about.
same thing. It's genetics.
Nah, racehorses. Yeah. Hey man, please watch. And all you guys, if you guys have not watched my fucking masterclass on fucking thoroughbred horse racing and how it compares to fucking competition dogs, please watch that. Because if that was the case, the Secretariat should have been able to fucking produce himself. How many times?
No, he can't. That was what we just said. Hybrid vigor can't reproduce itself. Secretariat was the F1.
But behind them, what about all the horses behind them come from the same fucking genetic pool?
I thought he was an F1. I thought he was.
He is outcross, but according to you guys,
he's fucking horse and
hold on. But according to you guys, right? I'm just saying, we're just talking, right? He's a purebred. According to the bloodlines, he's a purebred. He come up with the same 3 horses. That was the foundation. But
I guess I need to research it, because I thought he was a hybrid F1.
He's a hybrid family of horses, but they all come from the same 3 horses. Oh. They all come from the same 3. So in reality, he is pure to a degree, even though he's outcrossed from a pure family of horses from another pure family of horses, which produce Secretariat, which is hybrid vigor. I'm sure if they did that a few other times, they get that same breeding over and over. What was the option, or how many times they get another Secretariat? Probably none.
Nah.
Don't sound like
it. Hey, man, hold on, K-Man. When you say, and this, we're just talking, K-Man. So I mean, don't ever think I'm, everything you saying is valid. Everybody, this is what we do. We engineer. We talking. We in the lab. Okay. So if we say, okay, this, Secretariat's parents produce Secretariat. Boom, we're gonna keep breeding that. We should definitely get hybrid vigor at least 50% of the time, because they come from fucking top tier type bloodlines, and it was an outcross. So we got hybrid vigor. We should get at least 50%. But they didn't get it. So hybrid vigor is not guaranteed. We learned that in the class. So when you say K-Man is 2%, that's not true. not true because game dog breeders done trying to figure that shit out multiple times, and they only get maybe one, maybe two. They only probably get one that's never a top tier. Then you get some that get second place out the litter. Maybe you get three to get honorable mention. Other than that, the whole litter don't meet up to the standard of the fucking top tier. It don't. Because if that's the case, then we would have top tier dogs, and people will know the formula and everybody be able to produce it. But we know that's just few and far between. Just like with racehorse. Just like that's why I say watch that shit. Broke that whole shit down. They studied the science. They got hundreds of millions and billions of dollars in it. They done families, they done bred it. Their whole bloodlines is tight. And I broke down something that one of the top tier fucking owners, breeders, and shit, fucking top tier. And he said that the ones that got the ones that got the genetic, they call them aliens and shit because the blood was so pure and tight. They want the ones that's got the genetic diversity so that they can get vision. They don't want the ones that's the same because they don't get hybrid vision. That's what I'm saying, y'all. I mean, and again, okay, man, I'm not just crediting you, but you do a lot of breedings. I do a lot of breedings. You do a lot of different breedings. I do a lot of different breedings, right? See,
I'm trying to find a part where you're different from what I'm saying because you keep saying basically what I said, but it seems like you're.
I don't know. So I'm just confused because I don't know. Because Chris says he agrees with you, so I'm thinking like, are you saying purebred?
He ain't agreeing with me. He's agreeing with scientifically proven data. He's agreeing with what we have been practicing, what we use today to make our food and everything. I mean, it's not disputed.
And Chris, please do your research on Secretariat, man. Please research racehorses. Watch my class. Understand they all come from the same family of dog or family of horses. Of course, he was an outcross, but all them horses in that line are related. Chris,
then he's an outcross. If he's line bred, he ain't an outcross. It's got to be one or the other.
Man. The thoroughbred racehorse was produced by 3 different racehorses and then a whole bunch of brood mares. Hold on, pay attention. A whole bunch of brood mares. They control the stud books. All them fucking horses are related to a degree. Okay, how they do the outcrosses is when it's 4 generations outside of relation, then it's outcross. They don't do outcrosses like us. They don't do outcrosses like we do. Their stud books are tight. So how they define their outcrosses with thoroughbred racehorses, if it's outside of 4 generations, not the same, it's outcross. Other than that, they still related. That's how they do racehorses.
That's in any breeding. That's what I said earlier.
No, that's not what any breeding. No, that's not. No, that's not. K-Man, that is not. Okay, that is still a line bred. You know what that is? That is a great grandfather. That's line breeding. What are you talking about? They're related. Anything related is line breeding. If it's close from mother and father, right? Father and daughter, mother and son, that's inbreeding. Sister and brother, inbreeding.
You have to pull up the pedigree because, you can't be line breed and outcross.
Cousins, grandfathers, great-grandfathers, great-grandmothers. Anything related is line breeding.
Right. Yes, you're right. To some degree, every breed is line breeding. If you take 2 walkers and breed them together, no matter if you can't trace them back or not, I guess you're line breeding. Because they all come from the English foxhounds.
And with racehorses, they trace them back to 3 horses.
Yeah, every dairy cattle in the world can be traced back to 2 bulls.
No, that's not okay, man. No. We talking about controlled DNA.
So am I. I'm talking about the cows that produce more milk than any breed in the whole world that we use to produce our milk can be traced back to 2 bulls. It's the same. It's the chickens, the dogs, the cattle. It's all genetics. The plants, even. It's all DNA. It all works the same.
So it's controlled, right? Controlled DNA, right? Amen.
Right. And when you use it in practice.
That's my point. If it's controlled, you know the bloodline, you know the lineage, you can trace it back to the beginning, like how thoroughbred racehorses is. Okay. Yes, Secretary was an outcross, you guys, but you need to understand what that truly means when it comes to thoroughbreds. They're all related. I broke that shit down in my master class. Pay attention. Y'all need to watch. Come on, man. I'm the coach, man. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's one thing I do know. I study this shit. Not only do I study this shit, I do this. I do it in real life. I actually do this shit. I kept litters. I seen shit. I know what hybrid vigor looks like. I know what it don't look like. I know what genetic depression looks like. I know all that shit. I do it. I'm in the lab. I'm not just doing hypotheses without doing experiments. I'm actually doing it, and then I study other. And that's why I love UK, man. I love all y'all, ready, all y'all, because we have a mind to think outside, but we got to think about it. Okay, we got to really, really think. If they're related in any kind of way, that's a line breeding. Line breeding. If they're not related, that's a pure outcross when it comes to dogs. In horses, it is different. They control the blood. Every racehorse that's thoroughbred is from 3 horses. 3.
Yeah, well, you're right, but in breeding, we don't use that terms. We would call that pure breeding. If it's separated by 4 generations, it's not line bred. It's purebred. And once you start,
that's how you make a purebred dog, according to you guys, if they all related.
I know that it's splitting hairs, but that's how the terms are used. Yeah, if you want to be technical, yeah, they're all inbred, but they're not really.
And according to the true definition of a hybrid, and then not only that, to get the most potent level of hybrid vigor, they need to not be related.
Yeah, right. That's why I'm wondering what you're saying that I'm saying is wrong, because that is what I said.
No,
literally.
But you say
when you take two opposites,
but you're saying, man, you get the best, you get the most potent from two heavily inbred dogs.
No, 2 purebred. They don't have to be heavily inbred. 2 purebreds.
Okay, that's the definition.
Standard.
The more homogeneity you have in each cross, each part of the cross, the more hybrid vigor you get.
Correct.
You can't get that consistency.
The more of a variant you get, is the better the fucking hybrid vigor.
Right.
Yeah, that's my point. So when you got a heavily
the point is you're like arguing with me saying that they have to be purebred, that you get more if they're not.
Well, no. Yeah, I'm saying you get more if they're not purebred. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's proven to be wrong.
Man, I mean, we did the class already, man. ChatGPT told us that the ones that are fucking genetically different, it's the strongest hybrid vigor.
Right, but what I'm saying is that's going to come out in one puppy and not the whole litter.
Hybrid vigor is not guaranteed in no puppy. We learned that in the class too.
Guaranteed, but you can literally write it down on paper and tell what your percentages are going to be.
Nah, man, no, man. I disagree.
We need to break out a Punnett Square on one of these shows so I can explain genetics and how they work and how crosses work and how polyhybrids work and they reproduce.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I'm down for that class, man. I'm down for that.
They do not reproduce like people think.
No, it's not guaranteed, man. It's a genetic lottery. So I can't write it down on paper and expect it to happen. You can't, I can't, nobody can.
It's nature.
That's why you can get more out of 2 purebreds, because it comes out even. You take all the dominant traits. You take all the dominant traits from one, and you cancel out all the recessive traits of the other with them. When you start mixing that F1 with another F1, those pups are carrying all those recessives. So you're going to get half of your litter is going to be double recessive, and half of them are going to have some degree of hybrid vigor. Well, they're automatically, you cut your hybrid vigor in half. Even though you'll get it in some puppies, you literally cut it in half because half of your pups are trash.
Sometimes you do that breeding caveman and all your pups are trash.
Because one of those pups comes out and beats the F1 does not mean you got more hybrid vigor.
No, sometimes you do a breeding like that and you get all your dogs is trash. I know you heard of that one before.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's literally happened more times than not to the game dog.
So it's not guaranteed. That's what I'm saying, K-Man. You know what I'm saying? It's not guaranteed. I can't write it on paper based off of a theory and think I'm gonna get it. It don't work that way.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Okay, look.
Okay, it doesn't.
Hold on,
I see it.
I gotta stop. I gotta stop.
The Frankenstein.
How can I take hold on? I'm gonna take a top tier dog, one pure, and another top tier bitch pure, top tier performers. I breed them, and then I breed them, and they don't connect, and then the whole litter is trash. How do you explain that one? The non-producers, how do you explain that?
What I'm gonna say is they were probably both polyhybrids.
But you had it on paper that it was gonna work.
No, I wouldn't have put it on paper that it would work. It was 2 polyhybrids. I'd show you that you're going to get fucking 65 different combinations instead of the one that you'd got out of that.
Man, I'm saying if you bred it the way you wanted to breed it, right? Period. Right? Let's say your theory on your dog, you got it. You know, you got your pure this and your pure that, and you breed it, and then you like, okay, it needs to produce a certain level of greatness. So then you do it, and then you do it. You keep all those puppies, you assess them, and they don't pan out. How do you explain that? Because that's happened so many times.
I'd have to see that.
No, what are you talking about? You can go through all this. Man, there's so many stories. Like I said, study thoroughbred horse racing. Study them and how many times they bred horses they never produce. Come on, man. They said that secretariat never produced on the level that you're supposed to. Well, your daughters was able to produce something, but he didn't do it. But you know why his daughters did it? Because they fucking threw another fucking horse in there that was 4 generations removed, called an outcross. That's why. Other than that, Secretary didn't fucking produce worth of shit. His daughters was did. None of his sons did. His daughters did. I went through that whole shit in my classroom.
Yeah.
I broke that whole shit down for y'all. It was like, what, 4 or 5 hours? I fucking put into that.
Yeah. Yep.
And K-Man, I love you, so don't ever think I'm just talking with passion, K-Man. So don't ever think I'm discrediting you, K-Man.
Yeah, I'm the same man.
We passionate, K-Man. That's all. So I'll never discredit you, K-Man. Ready, Chris?
Nah, this is good, man.
Yeah, I think it's miscommunication and misunderstanding more than anything, but
everyone's saying the same shit.
Well, in a way, yeah, but I feel like a lot of people don't. That's why I want to get out the fucking dry erase board, because a lot of people do not understand how genetics works. They think if you breed 2 dogs together that all your puppies come out half mom, half dad. That's totally not true.
No, I know that. I agree with you on that. K-Man, I agree with you on that. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading into Chris because Chris, I love you and respect you, Chris. But at the same time, what you're talking about is not true. See, you said diversity kills consistency. Without consistency, you will get no hybrid vigor. First of all, when you're trying to produce hybrid vigor, you want something different. I am not breeding for the same shit, right, brother Chris.
No, okay, but you're talking about something that is not hybrid vigor, I think.
No. Chris is talking about without consistency, I will not get hybrid vigor.
Is that
what he said out of his mouth?
He's right. And part of it is, now if you got dogs that are already have hybrid vigor, you can't like get more hybrid vigor out of them.
That's not what he said. He said, without consistency, you will not get hybrid. That's not true. How did I produce AK-40? Well, I didn't produce them. How did AK-47 Chopper come to life? None of his parents is bred to be consistent with each other. They're from 2 different families, bred different ways. Hold on. Bred different ways. Okay? Bred different ways. You look down their pedigree, you know, whoever owned the parents, they was breeding different than how Greg was breeding. They was breeding different than how my man from Unleashed Kennels was breeding. I'm talking about back in the day, back in the bloodline, because you want to study genetics, you go back. None of them dogs was bred consistently to produce each other. They was producing different dogs. So Greg had a different vision than the other breeder that he bought his dog from. Then the other breeder had a different vision. Everybody had their own vision and bred a certain type of way. So none of them dogs was bred the same way. Okay? AK come to life. Two different breeding styles, two different family lines. None of it is the same. But I get AK-47 chop. So when I listen to ChatGPT and she tells me the strongest level of fucking hybrid vigor is when you take difference and bring them together, not the same. Difference.
Yeah. Now, okay. And
I got to give you one more before you come on there. So I took AR-15, who is a Neapolitan Master, pure boxer, American Bulldog, game dog. And then I bred him to a pure American Bulldog that was produced by two different lines of Bulldog not related. So she wasn't. And I bred them together. And because of Iris, who was my American Bulldog, her pre-potency, and she didn't come from pure, she came from different lines of different ways. So I'm not going to say that pure. I mean, period. Okay? Because there was only one TKO. And I don't even know from Iris' mom's side. I don't even know her side. I know TKO. There's only one like TKO. Okay, their daddy. I'm giving an example because, like I said, you guys, like I do this shit. I'm not just talking about it. So I take my fucking band dog, I put them together, and man, I get variances, right? And then I get some that got the hybrid figure, what I'm looking for. Then I can see some that carry heavy hybrids, like phenotype. And I see some that got a blend between Titus and AR-15. And I see some that's AR-15 phenotype, right? But I see bigger in some and I'm bigger in others. But one thing I will say is that Tigress, who is not a pure brand type hybrid cross, AR-15 definitely not. I know the AR-15 is pretty potent. I know the AR-15 can produce hybrid vigor. I done bred them 3 times. I know that they produce consistent litters. So when you talk about that theory, Chris, somebody who really cooked like this, that's not true. I'm gonna tell you it's false. And then I can show you because I done did it. So then when I show you, then how can you prove me wrong? Because see, you talk in theory. I'm not talking in theory. I really cook them up. I try this shit. I really take notes. I really do study. And then when I study and I go study race horses, and I listen to those breeders and they tell me how it's a genetic lottery and they got the tightest, most documented lines. They spend the most money. They got every type of breeding they can do to make better race horses. You think I'm going to believe in theory? No, I'm going to believe in thoroughbred race horses. I'm going to believe in my actual experiments doing these with all kinds of dogs and getting results. And I'm telling you, the way I've been able to create the type of dogs that I've been able to create is not because they're heavily inbred and they're heavily purebred. I take a pure to a pure and I'm getting hybrid vigor. That's not how I'm getting it. If I produce a in nature with that Malinois and AK, and AK is not a purebred as far as what pure is, right? Then if I get heavy AK influence, then what? What you gonna tell me? Oh man, well, that's not consistent. Well, he wasn't bred with consistency, so he's not gonna make hybrid vigor. Are you kidding me? I done made Black Hawk. That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys gotta understand this from this. If we get too much theory in our mind, then it's gonna be wah, 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 wah. You're gonna fucking be stuck. Period.
Well, that's where it would be helpful to come or to live in a situation where you live off your animals.
Chris, how many TKOs is there, Chris? How many TKO? I didn't say TKO was produced by Hybrid Vigor. How many TKOs is out there, Chris? How many of them are out there? How many bulldogs are TKO, Chris? Tell me that. If it's all about consistency.
All right.
Come
I
on,
think
man.
I think maybe Chris is maybe from a production world where when you talk about hybrid vigor, you're talking about consistency and percentages.
You can't be consistent with hybrid vigor, okay, man?
You can. Yes, that's my whole point to the F1s. F1s are more consistent than polyhybrids. What you and resources are looking for is the genetic lottery. You're looking for the anomaly.
Correct.
And what he is talking about, and maybe the animal he's talking about only performs at 98%, and you're looking for that 100%.
No, I'm looking for 150%.
All right. But what he's talking about is, I think, because I can't read it, I can only listen to what you're saying, is basically the same thing I'm saying. That in a production setting where you want something that's consistent, like when you breed these two animals together, their offspring, you want them to all be the same, and you want them to outperform both parents.
Okay, so that's not the same, caveman.
That's hybrid vigor.
No, it's not the same, caveman. That's not the same. If I want my dogs to outperform AK, they cannot be the same as AK. They gotta be better.
Right, exactly.
They're not the same.
That's what hybrid vigor is when you cross him out to something opposite of him, and his offspring will be the hybrid vigor.
Yeah, so they're not the same. He's better than AK. He's not the same.
Yeah, that's the point of breeding.
She's in the leader. That's what I'm saying to you guys. Hybrid vigor gives you different, not the same. I don't want consistency. I want better. I don't. If my dogs already do
circles, you're like saying the same thing I just said.
Oh no, that's not. No, you said consistency and hybrid vigor is the same. That's not true.
Yeah, okay, but yes, because they're genetically diverse.
So it's different. What does diverse mean, K-Man? Different. It's not the same.
Yes. Oh my word. You don't want all the offspring to have vigor. You only want one to have vigor, and the other 9.
All the offspring to have vigor, K-Man. We already learned that.
That's what I'm saying.
It's possible.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Oh
you don't know what one hybrid is, obviously. Look up the Isa Brown chicken. Look up the Isa Brown chicken.
No, we're not talking about chicken. We're talking about performance animals. If you figure it out, hey man, please teach us. We'll be rich.
They are performance animals.
I'm talking about competition animals. You are not getting hybrid vigor consistent out of every litter. It's not happening.
No. I didn't say out of every litter.
You said that you can guarantee it.
No, I said I can show you on paper what your genetics are going to do.
That's
no, you absolutely have to make the right match in your genetics to get hybrid vigor.
Correct. Is it guaranteed? Yes or
no? Nothing's guaranteed, but I mean, it depends on if you're using something that's been tested before or not. Then it is guaranteed.
No, K-Man. It's either one or the other. Is it guaranteed? Yes or no? Because we engineers, K-Man, we don't deal with no fucking theories over here. It's either
I'm talking about shit that is in practice today, shit that I do, shit that me and my ancestors have done to stay alive off the land, shit that when you go to the store, you're buying eggs and meat from hybrid chickens, F1 hybrids.
That's not what we're talking about.
That it's the same thing, though.
It's not.
Genetics.
Competition animals. It's not the same.
Listen, when you run a business, you use competition animals. You do not use poor specimens. You use the best in the world.
Hey, man. Okay, watch this. Like we talk about the bullies, right? Remember how we talk about the American bullies, how they just breed for looks, and how we breed for the complete package? So if I can make a clone of AK by heavily inbreeding them, I know he's pre-potent, I can make them look like it, but that's only one aspect, but everything else is a piece of shit. So if I just want to create a chicken that has a meat level and I don't give a fuck about anything else, and it's got the meat, that's simple shit. We talking about competition animals where they got to perform at the highest level. They got to be healthy, strong bones, strong body, strong structure, muscle, brains, all that shit. So there is no room for anything lacking when you're dealing with competition animals. It's different. So our standards is higher than just making sure that the meat is what it is. That's what I'm saying. It's hard.
No, that is the criteria that they set for their goal of hybrid vigor is the fastest, most meat production, or the most eggs, most consistent eggs.
But we're not talking about competition. We're not talking about
competition, dude. They're competing with every chicken in the whole fucking world.
What are we talking about, man? Racehorses, caveman. That's the best way to look at it. Look at bucking bulls, caveman. Study the performance animals. If they do not perform at and like I said, you got so much strict fucking curriculum. Like our checks and balances are so strict because we're engineers and we're competing against other motherfuckers. So yes, we might have a superior structured horse. And yes, the bloodline might be what it is. And yes, the genetics might be what it is. But if my opponent is whooping my ass, I gotta go back to the lab and change some shit. Okay? So I need some more vigor. So I need some more shit. I gotta add more shit. It's never good enough to be dealing with competition animals. And like I said, I broke it down with thoroughbred horse racing. They got the best bloodlines the world can even buy. And they still trying to find and make the best shit. Like I said, hey man, they still trying to find it. They still trying to find it. When it comes to competition.
Right. And their animal is good at one thing. It's not good at everything.
No, their animals, it has to be good at performing at whatever level it is. They have to make sure their cardiovascular is good. You got to have a good heart. You got to have good muscle tone. You got to have good structure. You got to have good muscle. You got to have good wind. That's a performance animal. It's not a horse that just produces other horses. If that horse can't produce me another winner, I don't give a fuck where it came from. That horse is out of here. That's how they are with horses.
Yeah.
If it does not do what the daddy did or better, get that motherfucking horse out of here. I don't give a fuck if it came from top tier bloodlines. I'm speaking in passion, K-Man. Like I said, you already know where I'm coming from. Please, you know what I'm saying? Like, I respect you, K-Man, so please don't take my passion as I'm being disrespectful, K-Man. I just want to let you know that, so please, okay? But we just talking in general. That's all we talking. We just talking about so y'all can learn from K-Man, you can learn from me, learn from Chris, learn from all of us speaking, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want you guys, this is me as the coach, I don't want us to think in a fucking box. You are not guaranteed, hey man. You know why? Because if you think you guarantee, you're not going to push yourself to make better. Period. If I'm not experimenting in the lab, even if I make that dog that I feel like, oh, got all that. If the next one, if I'm not making that dog better, then why am I fucking doing it? Now, watch this. If I'm in a competition and my competitor is fucking on his P's and Q's, doing the experiment, be like, yeah, coach is on this fucking shit. Coach's dogs is the shit. I'm gonna beat coach next year. And then he go out and whoop my ass. You think I'm gonna make the same dog?
Hell no.
You think I'm gonna get purebred? No, I'm gonna try to figure out how to get that figure stronger. And then we know it's not guaranteed. I need to keep the whole litter or have my team have it, and we need to assess every fucking dog to see if they meet the level. They meet the level of hybrid vigor that we want. Okay, because your level of hybrid vigor might not be my level of hybrid vigor. Okay, man, or ready or that, right? You might be like, oh, that's good hybrid vigor for me. I might be like, no, that's not good enough for me. That didn't pass the test. I don't want it.
Right.
Because I expect more out of my breeding. You might not expect that.
No opinions in performance animals. That's
no. Wait a minute. Come on. Hey, man. There's no opinions, and you don't have your own opinion about your own dogs. Is that what you're saying?
Well, what I'm saying is opinions don't matter in performance animals. What matters is the results.
I agree. You're right. You're right, K-Man.
Show dogs and shit.
You're right, K-Man. You're You're right. I agree with you on that. No, it's like I just want us to talk this out because, like you said, we're saying the same thing damn near, man. So I mean, that's why I said I don't want you to take my passion as I'm like, trying to like, discredit what you're saying. I value everything that you're saying, and we are saying the same thing. But in this classroom, we need to have this discussion because as engineers, we need to talk it out so other people can learn what we're talking about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why this conversation is valuable.
Yeah, get other people researching.
Yeah, let them go and tap in. And then not only that,
carve this shit out.
I encourage you guys, right? Once you get your program, try these things. Try it. If you have the ability to have, heavily pure, whatever your definition of that is, like we said, everybody got their own definition of pure family, whatever that is. Take your pure family, whatever, however you define it, heavily inbred, line bred, you call that pure or whatever. Take that, get you an outcross that's pure bred the same way, breed that. Then you take something that might be scatterbred, if you want to call it that, not as heavily inbred or line bred, and take it to another different whatever, pure or maybe not, and then breed those puppies, assess them, and then see who performs better. Then you can say for yourself that, you know what, I done did this a few times. This sauce is going to give me more, more results on performance than this result. So based off of performance, and that's what we try to do. We're trying to improve performance because, like that's how they do any type of or performance plane. That's what, the theory is this. As engineers, they're not guaranteed to make that fucking plane the next level plane. How many mistakes they done made before they finally did it, right? You know how many scrap planes they done scrapped and blew up before they finally did it, right? Every time they gotta go back to the lab and do something different, you guys. Not the same. If I crash it, I gotta go and change some shit. I am not doing the same shit over again when I lose. Like you said, K-Man, results. If you beat me, K-Man, and my philosophy was what it was in my lab, and you beat me, I gotta go to the lab. But guess what? If you're my competitor, you're not gonna tell me what you did.
Hey, yeah, but did I beat you 10 times or once?
I don't know. You beat me once is bad enough for me. Once is bad enough for me.
Yeah, but that don't mean that the next dog I come back with will be the same.
That's true, but I'm talking about the dog that beat me. It's kind of like us playing football.
To me, it's percentages.
Watch it. Hold on. Me and you playing football. You a team, K-Man. I'm a team. I was prepared for you. You was prepared for me. You beat me. Guess what? I'm changing my game plan, K-Man. When I play you again. I'm not going to play you with the same game plan. You can keep whooping my ass. You can look at me like, yo, this motherfucker's doing the same shit. What the fuck's wrong with him? No, I'm going to go back to the lab. I'm going to get my team. We going to practice. I'm drawing up different plays. I'm studying why you beat me. I'm going to figure it out. I'm not going to be able to call you and say, hey, K-Man, hey, Reddy, hey, chat, can you tell me what you used to beat me? It's like, fuck you, motherfucker, figure it out. I'm like, okay, coach, well, I did it. I did this and this and this. You try with it. I don't know.
Secret sauce.
Is that what I'm doing wrong?
No, you're not. But at the same time, K-Man, I don't want us, because you do it. We're saying the same thing, but I think the theory part of it is where we're kind of like, we differ. Because the theory is just a start. But when you do it and you test it, like we talk about, that's when you get that lottery coming. You're like, damn, that fucking shit didn't even work. I had breeders that didn't work. But the theory made sense on paper. But it didn't work. But the ones that I was able to get some level of elevation in performance was the ones I did that was crosses. Those are the ones that I at least got one or two calls that showed me something that I like. Then I had some crosses that show me bullshit.
Yeah.
So I don't want us to get caught up in theory. And I know you don't, but you're very smart and you know what you're talking about. So sometimes we can kind of, we kind of can get, we can kind of have that theory. It can weigh heavy on us as far as what we're doing, but I think we'll do it anyway because you got all kinds of fucking dope ass crosses. So you're doing it in reality, even though your theory makes sense, but the reality of it is it's not guaranteed. That's the reality of what we talking about.
No, nothing is guaranteed, but with testing, you can figure out what works and duplicate that.
I agree.
Okay, and another thing is what I thought of when you talk about horses. How old are them horses when they race them? Like 3 is the earliest?
They're at 1 year old.
They race them at a year old?
Yeah, they got the yearling, whatever they call that shit.
How do you even get on their back?
I don't know. They got the 1 and then they got the 2. I don't know. They got like different classes for the motherfucking horses.
Yeah. Well, anyway, you can produce a couple dozen generations of chickens in that time, probably. That's another thing about making progress. And horses, it takes a long time because of 11-month gestation. Then you got to wait for the thing to grow up. And they only have 1 baby.
Maybe twins. Maybe.
Yeah, which is not a good thing.
Hey, Chris, I want to elaborate real quick on what you said about TKO. I'm gonna tell you about TKO because I got 2 offsprings off of TKO, and then I know the breeder, which you might know him, maybe not. I bought 2 dogs off him, spent $5,000 for 2 females. One thing about TKO is he was a good-looking dog from the outside. He was a piece of shit from the inside. You know why? Because he couldn't breathe, and he died of a heat stroke. You know my daughter off of him that I got? Her name is fucking Big Bertha. She looked great on the outside, but she died of a heat stroke. So in reality, even though visually it was sex appealing, he appealed to me visually, but for me as a performance dog breeder, that was no hybrid figure. Like you said, that was inbred, and he was a piece of shit.
No function.
Because he died because he couldn't even fucking breathe. Okay, I bought a $2,500 TKO daughter named Big Brother. Looked amazing, but she died and was a piece of shit. Right? So when you deal with performance, it's a complete package. They just can't look. My boy Red Tiger and Brutus, oh, they look amazing, but I've already told you they was pieces of shit because they died of heat stroke. That's not a complete dog. That's not hybrid vigor. That's a piece of shit. So when we talk about dogs over here, all of you, it has to be a complete dog or a nothing. If it's not a complete dog, then you got to go back to the drawing board. If they're not performing, overlooked, it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Performance first. Looks, extra credit.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was inbred, that makes sense. Heavy inbred, that makes sense. I can't breathe. That's why he's a piece of shit. That's why he dead. He in the dirt. Go talk to his breeder. Beyond Belief Kennels. If you don't know who it is, Chris, go check him out. Ask him about TKO. Ask him how he died in the backyard of a heat stroke. Ask him how he died in the backyard with fucking sprinklers spraying on him and he still died of heat stroke. Ask him that. So that's why I love the fact that you come to my classroom, Chris, because you're smart. All you guys come to our classroom because all of us are smart. But talk to somebody like me who got experience, wins and losses. Wins and losses. I can tell you about both. I can tell you by experience, not by nobody else's talk, not by nobody else's experience, my own. And I can give you a real perspective by example. My example is your perspective, not my theory. When we teach, I'm not teaching you in theory what I'm speaking. I'm speaking in my experience, 20 plus years doing fucking breeding dogs 20 plus years. Buying dogs that were pieces of shit for high dollars. Having breeders tell me, oh, this, oh, breed them like that. Oh, you should get this because they just talking. Then I get the dog, pay it, believe in the breeder, and then they fucking die because they're pieces of shit. Whether they die of cancer, or they die of heat stroke, or they get fucking pyometra, or they get fucking that fucking, I mean, I can just go, I mean, on and on and on. I can sing the sob story. I can sing you the blues dealing with these fucking high-priced dogs from these fucking so-called top-tier level breeders. But that's my journey I had to go through. I had to go through that so I can learn that I don't like that shit. That most of these dogs don't produce themselves. Most of these pedigrees is fucking lying. Them dogs in the back of it is lying. If TKO was heavy inbred, that answered my question why my dog was a piece of shit that I bought and why TKO was a piece of shit. Why Red Tiger was a piece of shit. Why his brother was a piece of shit. Because my standard as an engineer, high performance dogman engineer, my dogs have to perform at a high level first. My dogs need to be die hard, Bruce Willis. That's the type of dogs I want. Die hard. Not die easy. Frames, brains, and motors. Ready? Caveman, you heard me say, oh, y'all. Frames, brains, and motors. 1, 2, and 3. That's what I teach. Frames, brains, and motors. If my dog motor is not equipped with intake, that means he can't breathe well, or he don't have the drive that I want. She don't have the drive that I want. She don't have an on-off switch with the brain. That dog's a piece of shit to me.
Yeah.
To me. But again, my standard is too high, right? It's damn near unreachable to most because they don't hold themselves to that level of the standard. That's why I consider myself the Elon Musk of this shit, because I hold myself to that standard. And I love that I have you guys here, all of you here, because we use our brains and we keep pushing each other. We're not complacent. When it comes to the topic tonight, when it comes to the family of dogs, I wanted us to discuss this because I don't want us to think that heavily inbred, line bred considers a family. I don't want us to think that way. If you want to think that way as an individual, so be it. That's fine. Because I don't tell another man what to do. But being that I'm the coach, I have an obligation to coach. And I'm coaching because I'm a player coach. I'm not just coaching because I retired and I'm talking about some old shit that I used to do. No, I'm telling you what I'm doing today. Today, right now. So what I'm telling you is valid, real. You can play it right now. Downset hike, run the play. Oh shit, oh man, coach, oh that shit worked. Thanks, coach. Yeah, it works because I'm doing it. Yeah, the failures, I've already experienced it. The standard is high. I have top tier dogs. I created Red Tiger Jr. He's better than his daddy, but he's not of my standard because I know he's still got a little level of fucking poor breathing. He could probably push through it because it's getting better, but I don't like that. He didn't meet my criteria, even though he's better than his daddy. So do I say, okay, he looked like his daddy. When I do show him to the world, everybody's going to be on his dick like they was Red Tiger. Do I just boost him up like he's the shit? No, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I got work to do on Red Tiger Jr. So do you think I would inbreed if I had that blood? You think I'll take him back to that blood? Ready? Do you think I would take Red Tiger Jr. back to that type of blood if I'm not getting what I want performance-wise? Do you think I would do that?
Hell no.
Chat, y'all know the answer. Fuck no. I need to correct some shit. So yeah, now I'm probably gonna change the phenotype. But you know what I got in the lab waiting for me? I got this dog named Rocky. It's an American bulldog named Rocky that I paid money for, that I was a fan for. That you know what the breeder told me about that dog? She said, do not breed that dog to any high drive dogs. She said that dog has a motor that doesn't turn off, and he keeps going and going and going and going and going and going. She said, breed it to a dog that has a little less of a motor, because that dog won't stop. So, you know what that means to me? That means that dog can breathe. And it still has the phenotype. And it's in Red Tiger's 3rd generation. He's in there. But guess what I'm going to breed him to? I'm going to breed him to AR-15 and Tigress's daughter. Produced by Hybrid Vigor. Different dogs, different genetic relation. Bitch got the phenotype of a bulldog, drive of a pit bull, breed, all that shit, but still got that phenotype. So now I can kind of blend the phenotype with the performance, and hopefully, by theory, Caveman, we'll be able to get Hybrid Vigor and change that. Hopefully, but it's not guaranteed. But according to my hypotheses in my lab notes, I will at least probably get better than Red Tiger Jr.
Yeah.
Because of my genetic diversity is why I'm getting, not because it's the same. And I already know what AR-15 produces. I already know what Tigress produces. They produce performance type dogs. They produce dogs that can breathe. They produce dogs with drive with on-off switches. They produce the frames. All that shit is in the DNA with the genetic diversity that's going to give me max level of Hybrid Vigor, max level of hybrid, because I want max level. I don't want just medium level. I don't want okay level. I want max level. The more diversity, the stronger the Hybrid Vigor. That's what we learned in the classroom. The more diversity, stronger Hybrid Vigor. So I'm believing in that. Hopefully that happens. But see, this is what I'm telling y'all, why I want y'all to think the way we're talking tonight, because for me, I have a plan. I'm not stuck on a phenotype. Performance over everything. But I have a mathematical equation that can still produce me a level of phenotype while enhancing the performance level and still getting maximum Hybrid Vigor. In theory, y'all. So I want you guys to never settle for myths. We're gonna call that a myth. When they say family of dogs is only brother, sister, father, uncle, cousins, grandfathers, bred together, that's a family of dogs. We don't fall for that shit over here. We don't fall for that. Anything I cross into my family and breed it into, that's my family.
Yeah.
I know you agree, Reddy. K-Man, I know K-Man agrees because he does that shit already.
Yeah, that's people mixing up terms.
But like that's how Christmas
yeah, but there's different levels to a breed. You know, there's purebred, and then there's lines, and then there's inbred.
Break it down, K-Man. You already know. Break that shit down for us. The theories. Break those 3 theories down that you talk about.
Well, inbred is when you're breeding close relatives. You know, like within the first 2 generations. Line breeding is when you're going back like every 4th time. And then purebred is when you're just breeding to the same breed with no regard for, keeping it a tight line.
Okay.
I mean, there's like definitions for this stuff.
Okay. So tight lines is more pure or tight?
Yeah, they're. I mean, when you breed anything pure, you're sacrificing something to solidify what you want.
Right. I agree with
And
that.
there's that balancing act.
I agree with that, K-Man.
I mean, I don't see how you can say that there's never a need or room for outcrossing. Like your genetics is so complete and so perfect that you never need to bring anything in to improve it.
It doesn't take away from your family of dogs.
No, it only adds to them. And like I said, you keep the females, you keep the mitochondria, and you just keep adding to that. And
right.
Where I learned that from is watching how God does things. And if you look at any animal, well, I shouldn't say any animal, but you look at a majority of the mammals, at least, the females stay close to home, and the males all compete to see who is the top breeder, and then he breeds, the females. Well, he is like with the deer or a bear or anything, they are mature males who are 3 or 4 generations removed, and a lot of times come from a different family of does or sows or whatever. But the females always, they always stay together, or when they expand, they stay close to their home range. And they maintain that DNA, and then the top performing male comes in. And even if he does happen to be related to them, he's got to reach a certain maturity by then, and he's been removed, by 3 or 4 generations or more from like his mothers and sisters and shit.
Right.
So that's what I do. You know what I mean? I just copy that. I didn't come up with none of this stuff on my own, really.
No, that makes sense too.
Right.
That makes sense as well. Because like we said, in all plays, right? Every method of breeding is in our fucking toolbox. All right. But we can't get caught up in theories alone, because we might have to use every tool in our toolbox to create the end result. And we might have to change our order of why and how we do it. And us understanding that will allow us to advance these high performance type competition dogs. And that's why I like to put that flash between working and then competition. Because if your dog works, then what's pushing it to be its best? As long as it do its job, that's all you want it to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, do the job. You ain't got to do the job at a high level. Just do the job. But if we're competing, it has to be at its highest level, because our competition is going to show us that our dogs are not on the level that we thought they were when we're competing with another dog that can do the job the same as our dogs.
Yeah, so when are we going to do that?
I mean,
you gotta have some shit talkers in the chat too that want to set some dogs down, huh?
I'm sure. But you know what? In time, on time, in due time, we're gonna. I told you this too, K-Man. I eventually, God willing, God can provide me with the resources. Like, I want us to come together and create a dog league where we can compete in all type of competition and make a league and shit. I would love for us to really come together, put our resources together, build our community, and create an actual league where we got competition and anybody can enter with the best dogs, and shit. You know what I mean? Like, we turn into a whole other level. You know what I mean?
And we
I do
want
to do that.
Create a new breed.
I mean, whatever you want. I want to see new. I like new shit. Okay, man. I like shit that's new. I like my vintage shit too. But I like new shit too.
Yep.
You know, I like my old schools and shit. I like my Harley and shit. But I like the new shit too, okay, man.
Yeah. Yeah. How many followers do you have that have breeding programs?
A lot, I would say. There's not many like us though.
What about band dogs?
Not many. Not many.
If you could get a community to all compete in a league like you're talking and exclusively breed under the direction of like an organization and share genetics and breed and compete and all that, yeah, you could really do something.
Yeah, that's one of my visions. That's part of my calling, was to put together that league. But of course, I need the resources and I need the money and all that stuff. So that is something that is still mentally in the works, vision. God, like I said, God willing, everything lines up. That's something that I would love to do. And as we're building our community, we all can come together and figure out how to put our resources and ideas together to make it a reality. And then, man, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. That'll give us all a reason. You can have your own reason. That'll give us a more so a reason to raise the bar. That will encourage us as high performance dog engineers to make our dogs better. Just like how they do with racing teams. You know what I mean?
You could ask Chat GPT how to do it.
Oh, I know how to do it. You just need the money and the resources. I need the money and the resources to make it happen. That's what I need.
Crowdfunded.
Hey, sounds good, caveman. Sounds good.
Yeah, all you got to do is have the right pitch and the right incentive to get them to send you $20 a piece, and fuck, you can move mountains.
Man, you can barely get money.
Cut them all in. Shell shares of the company.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
it sounds easy.
Hey, sounds good, caveman.
Well, it's that easy. Pull your head out of your ass, people. Let's do something.
Yeah.
You gonna let these motherfuckers have control forever or what?
Nah, but it really takes a collective of motherfuckers committed to do it. And it's like I said, it sounds good. People say it, but they don't want to sacrifice. That's the whole thing. Like you said, say it again, K-Man.
That's all I've been doing. What else you want me to sacrifice?
No. You, me, you guys probably in the chat, ready, etc. We are few and far between. For us to start this league, we need a legion of many. Okay?
Yeah,
they don't have to be like me. They don't have to be like me. They can be supporters. And if all they can do is, you know what I mean, send $20 and hit the like button, and
yeah, sounds good, K.
Well,
I'm just saying, I'm just like you, K, man, but it's the world that we live in, man. They're not committed to nothing.
Yeah, well, I mean, we need to change that.
Exactly.
Look for that 1% who thinks right.
Wait, there's two old sayings. You can't lead you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. That's one.
Drink.
Right. Watch this. And then if you want something done right, you got to do it your what?
With yourself.
There it is.
No, we're not meant to do everything ourselves.
Okay, I mean
that saying is true, but that doesn't mean do everything alone. That means don't expect someone else to carry out your duties in your best interest. Do it your damn self. But that don't mean fuck everyone else. I'm gonna do it by myself.
Right. Yo, you're right.
Make millions and fuck everyone else. Fuck that.
You're right. Okay, man, that's exactly what it
do a lot more together and have a lot better insurance policy where nobody has to take a fall.
I'm sure you guys have ever had business partners, right? And you guys got the same idea. Let's say you might have the resources, which is the money, and your guy has the resources, which might be the connections, and you guys come together and you invest the money, and the business goes south, and then your fucking partner who had all the connections, he fucking quits and shit, leaves you with the bag. You ever had that happen?
Oh yeah.
Okay, there you go. So it sounds good in theory. Again, But in reality, if
All right. I mean, I'll take the chance. I'm not scared. It ain't gonna kill me.
okay, good. We got one. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready with it. I'm almost with it. Hey, keep that in mind, gentlemen. You got to be patient. But in the meantime, let's continue to push this movement that we pushing with the high performance working dog. Keep producing these dogs if that's something that you guys got as far as your program goes. Keep thinking outside the box to create the circle. That means we want to keep advancing. We want to try new shit. You know what I'm saying? We want because we want our dogs to be better. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why we try new shit. You know what I'm saying? Again, goes back to even me myself. If I want to play it safe, I would just give me some top tier Malinois and just breed those like everybody else do, and try to sell them like everybody else do, or I try to compete with them like everybody else do, but I don't stand out. They're not gonna give me my true credit. They're gonna find a way to hate, like they always do, even when you do something different. They're like, "Well, hey, you weren't the one. That dog came from such and such.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have got there if it wasn't for such and such. Oh, because you used the Malinois, that's why you're winning. If I come with my own shit and I beat their ass with it, and it's superior than a Malinois in competition, then what you gonna say? It's because you're harder. That's why. Oh yeah, if your shit was purebred, you wouldn't be doing that shit. But you had to do something different. That's why you beat us. But if you did purebred, then you wouldn't be beating us. That's what they would say. But I would rather what I just said, the latter than the other, right? I would rather me having some different shit whooping your ass that came from me than me having the same shit and then you want to downplay me. The way you gonna downplay me?
Right.
If anyone said that to me, I'd be like, duh. I made the smart choice.
Yeah.
I mean, if they said, "Oh, your dogs are only what they are because you use coaches' dogs," I'd be like, "Well, being part of being a good breeder is making proper selection to start off with." You think?
Oh, teach, okay, man. Teach. Teach.
Why would I want to start out with mongrels and try to build up to what you got when I could just start out where you're at and try to go from there?
That's what I did. That's what anybody is in competition of anything. That's what they do.
And we're all riding off the backs of giants that come before us that did all this fucking work and scientific research and
Facts.
God to give it to you. You know what I mean? So what the fuck?
That's why
No
I said
idea is original, man.
Yeah, that's why I said you guys ain't nothing new under the sun. We ain't doing nothing new. But we open in our minds like the ones who were the creators of the things that became new in their day. We're just doing what they did and reinventing the wheel, even though you can't really reinvent the wheel. It already was created.
That ego is what stops a lot of people from achieving.
Oh, preach, brother.
And growing marijuana.
Preach. And everything. Yeah, everything, K-Man. Everything. Ego. You get stuck in your ways when you fight off your ego.
Well, you look past shit that you should, you know what I mean? An outsider would pick it right out. So, you need to fix that. Well, you don't see that.
Jaded to shit.
Yeah, and you think, oh, I'm going to do something that no one else has ever thought to do before, and I'm going to give my dog this, or I'm going to give my plants this, because no one else has ever thought to do it. I'm going to just produce something like the world ain't never seen before, and you fuck it all up. Burn the dog's kidneys up, or, arrested development on the plant because you poison the soil.
Yep. Chris said something that makes sense. He said it depends on what is allowed. Even in competition, there are standards. Well, put it this way: even in competition, there are rules. Okay, rules. But every team got their own brand and their own engineers, and their own way to put together their whatever they're using. That's the art of having a different team. But there's rules so that everybody can play fair. There's rules. Okay, that's what competition is. There's rules to competition. Okay, but as my own team, you're not going to tell me how to build my dogs. long as I follow the rules of the competition, and the rules is, hey, we competing. You can use whatever breed, whatever you want. You know what I mean? We just want the best dogs, and as long as you follow the rules of the competition, there it is. But my team is my team. My coaches are my coaches. My mechanics are my mechanics. My training is my training. You know what I'm saying? My dogs are my dog. Yeah. Like I said, hey, Chris, please, I love you, man. I love your mind. But you cannot think in a box with me. I will never let you do it. I'm never going to let you do it, whether you listen or not. You know what I'm saying? And you have a voice because you're very smart and intelligent. So you have a voice over here. But
what? How come you didn't hit that link? He's doing an awful lot of talking, and I can't see any of it.
I mean, he could always come up. He says a lot of good shit. So if you hit the replay, K-Man, I always put it up on the screen. So if you ever hit the replay, you can see what he says. He says a lot of good shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not discrediting him, but like I said, me as coach, okay, as the example, I am not going to let you all, including you, Chris, think in a box. Because guess what? We will never, and we're a team over here, we will never advance the ball sticking in a box. I will never come up and create what I'm about to create and what I've created in the past. I gave you guys an example of how my fucking crosses that I've been for the past 2.5 years, I'm getting even more momentum, so much more momentum, because people are starting to see it. Not see it, but they're starting to comprehend what I'm doing. Like, oh shit, that'll be dope. Oh shit, wow, I would like to do something like that. Oh wow, like look at the dogs used to do that.
Definitely seeing a lot of people coming around now.
That too.
More and more, they're coming around.
That too. Shout out. I mean, we've been here over 2 years now in the classroom. We've been dedicated. So this is why I would say that our classroom is different. Chris, chat. This is why our classroom is different, because we do think outside the box. Nothing is impossible until we fucking make it impossible. Like we done tried something, we done tried it and it blew up on us. Well, we already know, like, somebody will figure it out. We might not have figured it out in our time, but the next generation might figure it out. Because if we think about dinosaurs, we think about giants before us, our ancestors, they were way more advanced than us today. The animals were way more superior than the animals are today. Why is that? Well, because it's already been done. According to the book of Enoch, I know K-Man might have read that, might have known about that, but they was fooling humans and animals and making those fucking animal humans and shit back in their ancestors. They was doing that back in the day.
Greek mythology ain't mythology.
They were doing it back in the day, according to the book of Enoch.
Yeah, minotaurs.
Yeah.
Okay, so our ancestors were way ahead of where we are today. Okay, if you think about the dinosaurs, how big they were, and then now we got these small ass animals and shit. I mean, come on, them animals are way more superior than our animals right now. They'll eat our animals up for snacks. The fuck? Those were genetically designed by God.
I say so are we.
Well, everything is, K-Man. But
we're not the first because we came after the animals, but we're like the first CRISPR.
Well, we're not the first creations that was made in God's image either.
Right, but that's why they can't find the missing link, because we didn't evolve, we were created. Yeah.
Created in God's image, though. That means they were already before us. Even when our generation was created, There were gods like us before us.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why I say to you all, us who are engineers, there's nothing new under the sun. That means anything you can imagine, you can produce it, but you gotta go through the process to do it.
Yep.
It's gonna take you some time. It's gonna take you some sweat equity mentally. It's gonna take you some sweat equity physically. It's gonna take you some sweat equity financially. You're gonna lose more than you win in that process to achieve that level. But if you keep going and you do that mathematical equation of breaking down, building it back up, experimenting, failing, breaking it back down, doing something different, building it back up, experimenting. Oh, almost. If we keep doing that like our ancestors did before us, then that's how we keep elevating in our generation, in our time. Okay, that's God's design. But if we're not using our brains, most people do not use today because they don't see it. They just get stuck in the fucking rules. That's where their brain is, and that's how much fucking stress their brain put in. But if you're using your brain and you're like thinking about shit, you're trying to figure it out, fucking stressing, you're like, trying to figure out, doing a brain workout. Oh my God, this is hard. Oh my God, oh, this is damn near impossible. Oh my God, oh, this dog, that's having to get fucking genetic characteristics. Like you're just thinking about it over and over until you fucking find the answer.
Is that me or you cutting or ready? Which are you cutting up too?
I think it's you.
Okay. That's just like the second time it happened. I can hear half of what you're saying.
Okay, ready? You can hear me, right? Ready?
Yeah.
All right. It is pretty windy here.
Yeah, I hear the wind in the background.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Wind.
But so again, like I always tell y'all, I'm an old school coach, man. You know what I'm saying? I talk with passion. I might curse. I might get loud. I might talk directly to you, but it's never to belittle you guys because I respect each and every one of y'all. I appreciate all y'all's dogman brain and participation, everything that y'all bring to the table. I do. You know what I mean? However, I got to put that however in there. However, because of my experience in the field, and I'm only speaking what I know in my own reality, I speak with authority. And I don't ever want you guys to feel offended by my confidence and passion when it comes to what I do. Respect it. There's very few people that do what I do when it comes to dogs, that has experienced what I experiences, whether victories or defeats in dogs, that spent what I spent over the years in dogs. Okay, very few. Okay. That's why I love our classroom, because I can give back. I'm not charging. I'm not charging nobody for this shit. Why? I want to give back. I'm not, when people DM me and PM me, I'm not answering their questions. I talk, I give them some game. Tell them, hey, you want to learn more? Come to the classroom on Thursday night if you want to learn more. And when I say however, I speak with authority because I really do this shit. I'm a veteran in this shit. Like I tell people that run their mouth and talk shit, I'll be like, boy, I fucking lost more dogs you ever owned in your fucking life. I done buried and cremated more dogs than you ever owned in your fucking life. Who you talking to? I done lost more money than you ever spent on fucking dogs in your fucking life. Who you talking to? I done did so many different types of breedings. So many. Who the fuck you talking to? Wade B, salute to you. Wade B, I could tell you not experienced, my brother, and I love you because, you know, you're not experienced, brother. That is a flex. What I'm speaking to you is a flex. Experience is a flex. YB. Me being able to tell you this shit in real time when you probably never experienced it in your life is a flex. Until you experience it and cope with it and still push forward, even in the eyes of defeat, that's a flex. When you can tell my story, which is a real one, and you can put yourself in my dog man shoes and still be relevant right now today, that's a flex. So trust me, YB. When I speak the testimony, my testimony is a flex. I'm not telling you all the good shit because it sounds good, because that's what most people want to hear, and they want to hear all the fluff. They want to see all the trophies on the mantle. I show you everything. That's a flex. Ready? Remember when I was showing burying my fucking dogs, ready?
Yep.
Showing my losses. Remember when I was showing the world cleaning up dog shit and piss?
Yep.
Remember I was showing the world buying 30 bags of dog food, spending $3,000 a month?
Facts.
Come on, man. Come on, man. What? A flex? Yeah, I'm flexing, bro. I'm a veteran in this shit. Been there, done that multiple times over. Sacrificing, I'm still sacrificing to this fucking day. Still sacrificing. But you know what? I gave thanks earlier in the line. I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't experience what I experienced. I wouldn't have the dogs that I have. I wouldn't have the DNA lab that I have that I love so much that I'm grateful to God for. Wouldn't have the dogs that I have. I wouldn't have nothing. I wouldn't be living on the hill with a full facility, with a training area, all the shit, all the equipment, everything you need to do with dogs. I got. I worked hard for. I sacrificed for that shit. Blood, sweat, and tears. Blood, sweat, and dog shit. So it is a flex. So I just had to comment. I love you still, YB. Don't take it personal, man. But you said something, and I had to, let you know it is a flex, brother. Facts. And I would love for you guys to have that type of experience, because that means we have more experience. That means we have more testimony. We have more stripes in the field of dog.
I got one.
Go ahead, K-Man. I'm about to tell you, K-Man can give us an experience. Go ahead, K-Man.
Have you ever pushed a wheelbarrow 4 miles to feed your dogs?
No, I haven't, K-Man.
There's a stripe.
Yeah. No, I haven't done that yet, Caveman. I've done some shit though, Caveman. What I said? We can go tip and tap.
Yeah, it's just a different way, but yeah.
Yeah, we can go tip and tap. But you know what? That's a good thing, because
any greater or any less than what anyone else has done. It's just a different situation, different. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like, instead of spending a bunch of money, I've worked my ass off and pushed a wheelbarrow 2 miles and filled it up with about 400 pounds of shit and pushed it back. Well,
yeah, that's a
I
flex.
could have worked for someone else for 12 hours and went and bought dog food, been just the same, but I just did it that way.
That's a flex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, hey, YB, it's all love. You already know that. That's why I say I'm just that type of coach, and I don't ever want us to be fucking sensitive like females. And no disrespect to the females that might be watching, but we're a level of men that are damn near extinct nowadays, And I don't want us to have our fucking real man team type fucking competitor conversation and us thinking, man, that we always challenge each other mentally, but we're not being disrespectful. And we don't ever take anything that's contrary to what we speak as disrespect. You know what I'm saying? So I just want us to understand that, which I know most of us do, but for us new guys, I think YB, you might be new, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never get anywhere if everybody around you pats you on the ass and tells you you're perfect.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Exactly. Exactly. And we have that camaraderie because we men. You know what I'm saying? We men, we can handle that type of shit because we know it's in love that we speaking, and it gives us all food for thought at the end of the conversation. And that's how we get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's all love. No, salute, YB, salute, brother. You know what I mean? Much love and respect. Anything else that we can add to this family of dogs? I think we defined it the right way. I think we defined it the right way. I think so.
I think you got it. I defeated it.
Yeah, we're right on time with my battery too.
Hey, right at that number 3 hours, man. Right on time. About 4 minutes away from that 3 hour mark, and that's our average. You know what I mean? But yeah, we done killed it, man. So in summary of this one, you guys, all right? We think different than most. And the reason why we think different than most is because we are in our own lane. This is not a working dog lane. That is not a performance dog lane. This is a high performance dog man and dog woman engineer lane. So everything we thinking is next. It's never good enough over here. So a family of dogs is whatever we put in our sauce is a part of our family of dogs. Period.
Correct.
.com. Okay? All that other shit is theory. And if we're competing, and I know that I can cheat, but I'm not going to cheat. I'm just going to tell you. And we're competing based off the rules, Chris, of the game. Right? And I beat you, not you per se, Chris, but you as whoever's the competitor, I beat you. And you wonder why. And then I tell you and you shocked, then it is what it is. I'm telling you, I threw a fucking greyhound in that motherfucker. Oh, man, you didn't breed purebred to purebred this and that. No, I threw a fucking greyhound in there. And it was actually mixed with a fucking sighthound. Oh, what? Yeah. But I didn't see, it doesn't look like you did. I know, because I know how to pick out the right dogs. I mean, I kept the whole litter. I know how to hide it from you. But being that we don't lie over here, I told you the truth. But most people in competition ain't gonna lie and tell you it's purebred. Oh, my family of dogs, they're all heavily inbred, line bred, all of them. My shit's the purest ever. It's the raw. Oh. Sounds good. Not in competition, your shit ain't. We learned, hey, close out. We learned about that with the KMPV dogs.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's a fact.
Shit, man. Come on, y'all. This is the classroom. We got we doing the modern dog marvels, man. There's a lot of fucking good. I know y'all's attention span can't handle that. You know, we going through, we reading shit, we breaking shit down. I know it's like, oh my God, I was like, I'm in school. Yeah, you're in school over here. The fuck we doing over here? We ain't over here playing. We don't play on Thursday night. This is a classroom. So if you're paying attention in class, we break all that shit down. We go through the origins, the what, whens, where's, whys, why they added this, the genetic characteristics, all the shit. We go through it all. And when we go through it, it makes sense to us. The best dogs are those KMPV dogs, and them dogs are crosses. The best fucking terrier was a cross of fucking terrier. I forgot the name of it. What's the name of it? What is it? Go ahead. There you go.
Plumber.
Plumber. Remember that, K-Man?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Yes, sir. We remember that. And then the hounds, we done went through all the hounds. All them motherfuckers is crosses.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't nothing purebred about none of them motherfuckers. That was top tier level performance. Racehorses, they're outcrosses because their gene pool is so tight and it's managed. Their outcrosses are considered anything outside of 4 generations, still related. When it's outside of 4 generations, not the same, duplicated in 4 generations. When it becomes outside, not duplicated, that is considered an outcross with racehorses. Because they manage their fucking genetics, their pedigree, their stud books.
See, that's the way we considered all breedings around here with that series. It's a purebred if it's within the same breed, and it's line bred if it's within 4 generations.
Gotcha.
You want to skip 3 generations before you inbreed to keep that diversity, so you don't suffer that depression.
I agree with you on that.
Right.
And
however, that's considered line breeding.
Say what?
However, that's considered line breeding in dogs because they're related. That's why they still call them Mayday dogs 25 years later.
Yeah,
because Mayday is the great granddaddy.
Yeah, but he would have to be the great whatever of all the dogs, not just one.
No, he is.
Well, how many times is? I mean, how far back? Well, like what generation are you talking? Like the 8th or
25 years ago, and Mayday is dead. They still call them Mayday dogs from 25 years ago, so then that's line breeding if they're related.
Well, okay. Now, if all of the dogs in that line come off of Mayday, or let's say 60% of them dogs come off of Mayday directly, then yeah, that would be his line.
That can't be. That's
generations removed it matters how much his DNA reappears in the dog.
Correct. And it can't be okay. So like racehorses, because they shit is so pre-potent, that's why they have to do it in a level, and they have to break it down to anything after the 4th outcross, because everything is already related and it's pre-potent already. So right. Okay.
Well, in theory, the pit bulls should be, but they're not.
They're not.
But in breeding theory, you're assuming that all the dogs are purebred to the, they contain the same genetics.
Correct. But we know in pit bulls they're not.
Well, most dogs they're not, and it depends. And it depends how many generations back it was brought in. And some dogs are pure. Some people didn't bring shit in, but a lot did.
So if a dog, this is our theory, you guys, it goes out with this. If a dog is related in any form or fashion in the bloodline, that is considered a line bred dog, not an outcross. Okay, not an outcross. Now, watch this, okay, man. Just like if me and you control our stud books, and we have a formula, and we started with these 3, like with the racehorse, they call it with 3 studs, and they use a whole bunch of different, they didn't say how many different females they use, but they use a whole bunch. So they probably could have used 100 different females with those 3 studs. Once they established their fucking family with those hundreds of females and those 3 studs, then they inbred, line bred, created, you know what I'm saying? Because they had so much genetic diversity that they could keep doing that.
Yeah.
Now it's too tight. That's what they're experiencing now. So they have to be creative to get their vigor. So they got to go and get horses from China, horses, from Japan, and run those into their shit. because they were experiencing inbreeding depression.
Yeah, I don't know why everyone wouldn't do that.
Well, it goes back to that pure shit, man. When
Yeah.
you're so stuck on these are the best, and there's no, like, oh, I've been winning with this, and you start thinking like that until somebody beats your ass. And see, with horse racing, it's competitive and it's worldwide, and you're dealing with countries that got deep ass pockets that they put everything into their breeding program. So they're like, fuck it, what? Oh, you're not gonna do it? I'm gonna do it. Oh, you don't want to buy no fucking horse from Japan? I'm going to do it. Oh, you're not going to go travel to Brazil, wherever. You're not going to go travel to Arabia, wherever. I'm going to do it. Because you know what? I'm going to beat your ass in the race. And I'm making millions of dollars off these goddamn horses. Shit. You think I ain't going to fucking push the envelope? You think I'm going to stay complacent? Fuck no. I'm making money. If the dogs can produce the genetics that's winning, I'm making money off the semen, off the offspring. Shit. But in the dog world, it's a lot of talk. It's not a lot of competition, a lot of talking. So of course you're not going to raise the bar in your lab. Of course you're not going to make better dogs. Of course you're going to think your breeding method is the best because you don't have a bar that's challenging you to raise your bar. There's not a bar to challenge yourself. My bar that challenged me as the coach is that it's never good enough. AK is a superior dog to me, but I need to make better than him. So if his offspring ain't better than him, I got to go back to the drawing board. I could have got AK's brothers semen, all the shit. I could have got some semen off his daddy, all the shit. No. His daddy semen is 10,000. Gunner's semen is 10,000. But Gunner's Productions he's not a top tier producer. To me. None of his offspring ever became famous like him. None. Only one that's known is AK. And I know a lot of them guys who got offspring off of Gunner overseas in Europe. I know a lot of them. None of them was on the level of AK. What does that tell me? Gunner ain't a fucking producer. Okay? So will I go and, even though Gunner looks the way he looks and amazing, will I go and take his DNA and go add it to my program when I know I'm not going to, I'm probably 9 times out of 10 won't produce what at least he is? Most of the dogs that come off of him is not on his level. No, I'm not going to use that. Told y'all about buff dogs. Had an opportunity to buy 3 females. Told y'all last week. 3 females off the Rocky Mountain Bulldog. I'm the only one with the new Rocky Mountain Bulldog. I got a chance to buy 3 females to continue that line. The new ones, okay? They were 2019 version. I bought a 2018. I had a chance to buy the 2019 3 white females. Once I dealt with them motherfuckers blowing up, the ones that I had, I'm not adding that shit to my DNA. That shit is trash to me.
Yep.
That's trash. Even though they be looking like Big Bertha, they be all muscled up, they looking like Red Tiger. Everybody be like, oh my God. What? Oh my God, what? Have you ever tried to save your dog? Have you ever had to pay for that surgery to get the fucking soft palate out? Have you ever spent fucking $1,800 to pay for that surgery to get the soft palate taken out and the dog still dies of heat stroke? Have you ever done that before? Have you ever had to keep your dog on a fucking limit where they can only work in the yard for 15 to 30 minutes max and you got to put them up? Have you ever had to do that? Probably not. But I have spent 5 hours trying to save a dog from heat stroke, watching them seizure out, watching them die in my arms multiple times. That's just devastating.
Yeah, those bully females are not a good thing.
The bully males ain't shit either, man.
Bullies, period. It's
Period.
vibes.
I'm not talking about the bully breed. I'm talking about any breed of animal where the female looks like a male. You're fucking up. Do not keep going in that direction. Your female should look like a female. If she starts looking like a male, your dogs are going to run into all kind of reproductive and behavior problems. A girl should look like a girl, period.
She-males.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. It might be that, I mean, that's where you want to stop. That might sell, as a novelty.
It's a look.
For aesthetic, but you do not want to continue a breeding program like that. And that's the way with a lot of dogs. Once you reach a certain level, it's time to back up.
That's a good day. That's good to know, K, man. That's good to know. Y'all pay attention.
And beef cattle and everything. You want meat production, so it's the tendency is to lean towards the beefier animals. And when you start getting those bully type heifers, they go to shit.
Yeah.
They're not good mothers. They're not good breeders.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Every extreme dog I've ever owned, especially a bulldog type, they all died.
Yep.
Yeah, my excessive females were never worth a shit. They had reproductive problems. In fact, one of them prolapsed on me.
Yep. Big Bertha prolapsed on me too. Yep, same shit. She prolapsed on me too. But guess what? The dog that I didn't respect, her sister Tigress, the one that can breathe, the one that's not as extreme, you know what I'm saying? She produced me the best fucking dogs, best bulldogs, best band dogs. That bitch produced me some top tier shit. The one I was like, I don't like that look. Her sister looked better. Oh, all that shit. Man, she turned out to be the best fucking dog. Bulldog I own. She's the best bulldog I own. And she was the least one that I liked.
Yeah.
Goes.
You should breed if you got an excessive male, you should find a lighter female to keep that balance, because we know that excessive, you double up on that shit, you get problems.
Yeah.
Your female should have a good frame, good wind, everything. And then you just add the traits of the male to that.
I agree, K-Man. Yep, that's a fact. And see, that's what I've learned in the field. That's why I talk with authority, because I've learned this real time. I've been trying to cook up an extreme high performance working bulldog. I've been trying to do it. I listen to others, Vito, the American Bulldog Godfather, I listen to him trying to do it. He ain't did it yet. He been doing it for 30 years trying to do the shit. So who the fuck am I to think I'm going to be able to do it, right? Okay. After a few losses, I resigned. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not, because athletes aren't built like that. If you think about rugby, I've been watching rugby. Those big guys that run, look how they built. They're not extreme like a fucking bodybuilder, but their frame is big. They got a big body, but they're it's proportion to perform. Now, if you would take him next to a big time bodybuilder or one of them, let's say same body type, but you got the extreme muscle versus the functional muscle, and they got the same frame, but you got that extremely. Of course, you look at that bodybuilder with the extreme, like, oh, he's stronger. Oh yeah, oh wow, he gonna whoop my ass. But then shit. He's gonna gas out. The bodybuilder's gonna gas out. He probably gonna have a heart attack. He ain't as limber, not as fast. So I had to come to the reality that if I'm not shaping my dogs like a real world athlete, then who am I in the lab as an engineer? I'm not smart. I'm not a smart engineer. You know, you guys gonna tell me, hey, coach, why did you produce another fucking extreme dog? That dog ain't gonna do no better. Oh, but this time it will, and then every time it fails.
Some half-ass shit.
Yeah, you can be like, coach, why you keep doing that shit? Because I believe it's gonna happen. No, it's not. That's not how nature is designed. Like K-Man was saying, that's not how God designs nature. Nature adapts to its environment and what it needs to do. So if I want dogs that's fast, strong, got a lot of wind, agile, all these things, good drive, on-off switch, all that shit, I got to build a dog like that. And it's not going to look the way I would want it to look to get the wow factor. Because people like that extreme shit.
See, and I like the extreme balance.
Well, that's the art, man. That's the art.
I like an intelligent dog that can run, that has power, that has bite, that has nose, that has drive, all of it. And I don't want to sacrifice any of that to get a harder bite or whatever, or a heavier dog, a faster dog. You can get to an extreme and have one of those things or a couple of those things better, but you're going to be lacking on your balance.
Correct. And balance is the challenge, y'all. That's life.
That's key. Yeah.
That's life. Balance. That's life. It's the challenge. Balancing your life. Balancing dogs is the challenge for all of us who really seek better in all aspects of the genetic attributes. Like balance, that look, I still want the flair, but not too much. And, I love that. I like that extreme prey drive, but I need an on-off switch with it. Like, it's the song and the dance, y'all. And both of them have to be in harmony, but this is where we come in. This is why we different than everybody, because we are really pursuing that harmony, that balance. And we know it's going to be hard. Way more failures than successes. A lot of time and effort.
Yep. Not going to be a one-time fix.
Hell no.
Nope.
That's the thing too. If you do something and it takes a couple more steps to make it what you want, it's not a failure. You can't throw that away and make another cross.
Yeah, you learn from it. Hey, there's a book called
Continue. Yeah, you might only got part way to your goal. You got to continue, and you got to make selection. A lot of this stuff, especially with your philosophy, the way you do it, you're selecting a percentage of the litter.
Correct.
Which everyone should be, but so yeah, you're not like your low percentage that takes more work. You got to select those 20% and breed those, and then select whatever percentage you get out of those, or back up. Yeah, you got to be in it for the long haul, unless you want to be one of them just a one-trick bull herder breeder.
Yeah, one trick pony, period.
One time, which I mean, there's place for that too. But that's not what we're talking about.
Correct. And that's what I want us all to understand, is that we're trying to create a complete dog, which is easier said than done. Damn near Tom Cruise Mission Impossible, but we know all things is possible, right? But damn near.
It's possible. You just have to go run with the wolf pack.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Yeah, otherwise you're striving for that, really.
yeah, it's a process. But I'm glad that we are a collective brain and we all think on the same wavelength. And like I said, we can have a discussion, a healthy debate in the classroom as engineers, because that's why you have a collective brain, because we're all using our own knowledge and experiences to add to the conversation, add to the dialogue, and everybody has valid points. Chris, you have valid points. K-Man, Chat, Ready, all of us have valid points. None of us, don't have any type of quality input to bring to the table. We all have quality input. And like I said, we're all men. We can handle a healthy debate back and forth. And, like I said, me being the coach, I'm just going to stand firm on what it is, but I still listen to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not blocking y'all to say what y'all want to say. You know what I mean? So just never think that in this classroom, you can't be yourself and you cannot voice your knowledge and your opinion in the classroom. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we're here for. You know what I mean?
Fact.
Everybody's got something to teach us, I think.
Facts. Whether it's wrong or right, you still got something to teach us.
I mean, you might be running at 90% and somebody else might be running at 10%, but they might know 3% of what you don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's facts.
Yep. And that's why everyone has a voice in this classroom. Everyone has a voice. Ain't nobody bigger than the program, which is making these high performance dogs what we're trying to make. Nobody's higher than that. No one. So just understand that we're in our own lane. Again, not many people are going to comprehend. Not many people are going to have the mental bandwidth to stay in the classroom. Not many people are going to have the vision. Not many people are going to have the time, effort, money, patience to do what we're talking about. And it's okay. It's all right. Be okay with that. Okay? Because it's lonely at the top. I know y'all heard that before.
Word.
So stay encouraged, man. Before we close out.
Well, you're looking for a genetics video on my channel, probably.
Hey, do that Foursquare. Hey, man. Matter of fact, we can. I'm about to say we can do a Foursquare, but you ain't got to wait until we can share your screen or something like that. Oh, just hey, do that on your channel, hey man, and then I can pull it up on here and we can watch it.
Yep.
And we can talk about it.
Word.
Yeah,
So
I've been tossing the idea of firing my channel back up around. I guess that's a good reason.
Yeah, just do that whenever you're ready. Let me know. Hey, I did it, and then we'll discuss it, and we'll have you break it down. Let's learn what you're talking about. All the shit.
Yep.
Yeah,
maybe research so they can help out.
That's right. That's right. We can use ChatGPT too.
Oh yeah, check out that video I sent you, Caveman.
Yeah, I watched it right then. So yeah, I mean the regular chat. Do some research, look some shit up, and so you can help me out on the genetics topic.
Bro, you know they're not going to do that. Just tell me, and then I'll make sure ChatGPT. Hey, come on, man. She's going to do it like that. Okay? So you just let me know what you want me to add to the equation of I'll make sure ChatGPT.
Damn phone's breaking up. But yeah, I caught the gist of that.
Yeah. I love y'all, chat, but I can't depend on y'all. I love y'all. I can't depend on y'all.
See what she says about the Punnett square and homo and heterogeneous.
DM me.
All right.
Yeah, DM me and tell me, and then I'll make sure it's ready. And then, whenever you're ready, we'll line it up and that shit. Do with it.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna sign out. I'm at 6%. I'm gonna
okay. Yep. So we're gonna sign this thing out, man. Chat, man. We appreciate you guys. Chris, man, big salute, Chris. You always bring some perspective that we respect. Keep being you. Salute everybody. Tony, Blue Line, YB, Lucky Mills. Show enough. What we got, man? I don't want to miss nobody.
Inquisitive the Jinn.
Inquisitive Edition, Rogue Wolf, Street for Life, Dogs. Make sure we got EP113.
Rogue Wolf Project.
Rogue Wolf Project. We got Rock Solid.
Rock Solid.
I don't want to miss nobody. But if I miss you guys, don't take it to no offense. I love to be out there. But yeah, so big salute to all of you guys. Being that we got the two screens running, you know, you know what I noticed, Freddie? I noticed that when people come on their cell phone, that's what they see that vertical screen.
Oh, okay.
Cause I see it on their name. It's like a vertical sign on their name. Right. So I think that when they're on their cell phone, they can only see the ones that's on their cell phones in the chat.
Oh, okay. So
and then you on the regular vertical, you only see the ones that's vertical in the chat. That's what I assume. Cause I see it. I see everybody that's using their cell phone. It has like it looks like a cell phone, or it looks like a cell phone next to their name. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm right. Who knows, man? Maybe I'll just go back to the regular. Who knows? But yeah, we out, man. Happy Thanksgiving. Blessings to everybody.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays. Y'all be safe, man.
You too, man.
Till next Thursday, man. Salute, K, man. Salute, chat ties. Salute, ready.
Salute, chat. Salute, coach. Salute, caveman.
We out.
Peace.
Peace.